don't you go ahead and have a seat there? I gotta grab my folder here quick. Let me get you up there. So, I'll be right back. This is Investigator Fritz Langford. I don't know if you met him at the hospital that day or not.
No, I walked by you. You were
I don't know who I met and didn't.
Yeah, I just wanted to say sorry for your loss and terrible tragedy. Can't imagine what you're going through. All my sympathies to you and your family.
Before we get started, you want any coffee or water or anything like that?
Maybe a little bit of water.
I'll grab you some water, all right?
And are you okay if I take a couple? I didn't take the medicine this morning.
Yeah, that's fine. No
I
problem.
wasn't going to try to take any today, but
What are you taking?
just some appraisal.
Okay.
It just helps a little bit when I...
Sure. The family all right? Are they working this week, or are they all?
End up with
They're at your house.
at my house.
Okay.
Normally my son is with me all the time, but we worked on this project pretty late last night, and so I let him sleep in this morning, and I told him, I let him know that I was going down to work on the project.
Do you have a lot of families coming in from out of town, or are they all mostly?
We have a lot of friends coming from out of town.
Okay.
Some family, most of our families are around here.
Yeah.
Some of my wife's is up by Ettrick, or I mean, Whitehall, up by Whitehall. But most of our family and friends are right around here.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're just going to close this door for our privacy, Todd, so because a lot of people walk back and forth, you know, and did you understand that? If you need to go to the bathroom or anything at any time, just let us know. If you want to leave at any time, let us know if you get a phone call or anything like that.
Well, it'll just be my son if anybody
Okay.
calls.
I'm just gonna take a few notes here too, so that's
Yeah.
all.
Mark talked to you the other day, and I've talked to Mark, but sometimes things get lost in translation. So what I kind of want to do today is kind of go through the progression of things, so I know. We've got video that we pulled.
Did you find anybody?
Well, that's where we want to be able to figure that out. So just so I know, because videos are all time specific, sometimes they're a little bit off with times, if you know what I mean. Their clock might be a little bit different, but we want to try to get that zeroed in on that time frame so we can find. We've seen some vehicles that we're doing some follow-up checking on, but so I understand it more fully. If we could just kind of go through that morning again, like, you know, you and Barb got in the car and
We left our house. I don't remember what time it was. Maybe 7:30, 7:45, somewhere in there.
Mhm.
And we headed out, went across the Osmus Road up to M, and started going up M, and I wasn't paying attention as to who was coming at me or what. We always just talked, and she always takes a thing of water, but we go in the car. And
where were you going?
up over at Holman, up by Holman, and we were. I don't know what kind of, how it looked like a bird coming at us at first, like one of them swallows or something.
Sure.
And then it come through the windshield. I tried to reach out for it, I guess, I don't know. And
how did you try to reach out for it?
I lunged harder with. I tried to hold on to the. I tried to hold on to the wheel, I think, with my right hand, and lunge harder with my left. But I ended up, I think I ended up going with both hands, because when I turned on Cooler Road, I was over, I don't think I was in my, I think I was more on her side of the seat than my side of the seat.
Okay.
And I don't, from then, I mean, I think, I don't know for sure. But I think I didn't know that she was hurt bad at first.
Okay.
And I remember seeing her, realizing what was going on.
When you first realized what was going on, what was it that you were realizing?
That she didn't say nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't say nothing at all. And she thrashed. She was like thrashing a couple, 2 or 3 times, I think. I don't know if she did it more than that or not.
Okay.
And
where was the pipe when she was doing that?
Sticking through she was trying to get, I think she was trying to get away from the pipe.
Okay.
I think.
Do you recall, was it on the left side, right side?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Right.
I don't, and I was trying to, I don't know how or why I put the car in reverse. But I put the car in reverse, and I got out to stop. I tried to stop, and I put it in reverse somehow. I don't know what happened or how. And I don't remember. I don't know, in the back of the car, I think. And I didn't lift her out. I don't think I lifted her out of the car, and I said, easy. I think
How'd you get her out of the car?
I think I just yanked her out of the car.
Okay. When you say yank, I don't know what that means to you, or it doesn't, but.
I don't know for sure how I got her out of the car.
Okay.
I don't think I just lifted her nicely, though.
Okay. What do you think that you did?
I don't know. I don't want to say. I don't know.
Okay.
I think
What makes you think that you didn't take her out nicely?
Because I needed to get her. I needed to get her out and help her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on the bank. I couldn't stand real good. It was up in the bank a little bit. It was all wet and mud, and I got her out of the car. And I tried to get her head facing up the hill. I thought I knew CPR. I tried to clean her up a little bit quick before I did anything. And
what clean her up a bit? What is
I
it?
just took my shirt.
Okay.
And she was bleeding out of her nose,
Okay.
and her mouth, and her ears. And I didn't think at first to call. I didn't think my phone. I didn't think of anything. I had trouble when I tried to, and I don't know for sure, but I think I had trouble with that pipe trying to get her out of the car, and that's why I ended up just yanking her out of the car and throwing the pipe.
Okay. Did you get her out of the car?
I got her out and I did CPR on her.
Okay. And then you got the pipe, or you had to take the pipe out first and then get the car?
I don't know for sure. I can't say. I think
Once you got out of the car, did you leave her side? You were basically
no,
CPR.
I never left her side. I started CPR, and then she was bleeding so bad. That's when I called the dispatch.
Mm-hmm.
And then I never left the phone, I did CPR until the first responder got there.
Okay.
I never left her side. I just don't, I remember and I don't know how I did it or what I did it or how, but I remember that, and that's why I was, and I don't think I was in the right state of mind when I did it. I didn't mean to do it, but the pipe was there, and I pulled her out, tried to get her out, and I ended up getting her head partially out, and her head fell down, and I pulled that. I don't remember if I threw the pipe or what I did with the pipe, but I ended up yanking that out of the way.
Okay. What do you mean her head fell down?
She when I tried to get her out of the car, the pipe was in the way, not in the way, but sitting there.
Okay.
And her head, when I tried to get her out, I was trying to stand on that bank, and I just had so much. I never thought I wanted to get her out to try to do CPR. I don't know why I didn't try to get her out nice and soft or slow. It was because it was muddy, or because I wasn't in the right state of mind, or.
So you said her head fell.
Her whole body kind of like, when I tried to pull her back over.
She fell out of the bank?
She took more out of the car.
Okay.
And the door was wanting to shut.
Okay.
And the pipe was sticking in there. And I don't remember if I threw the pipe out of the way, yanked that out of the way, and then got her out of the door first.
Okay. So the pipe was in the way?
It was sticking in the windshield.
Okay.
Hanging down in by her. And I got her.
Do you recall where it was hanging at that point?
I don't remember. All I know is when I got her out, I didn't know how bad how bad she was hurt. And I didn't want to, in our first aid CPR, I'm on that work every year, I'm on the team. I didn't know if she had a head in her neck or whatever, so I kept hitting her, tapping her, pounding on her between breaths, trying to get her to talk or answer or say something.
In the breastbone?
I don't remember, somewhere in the chest or somewhere somewhere I didn't know if she was hurt. They had her.
Okay, and that's when you had her on the side.
That's when I had her outside in the grass or in the ditch, whatever you want to call it.
Okay. All right. Let's backtrack a little bit. So we're looking for the description of the truck, and what do you recall about that truck? Do you remember where you were on the road, any proximity to turning off onto Bergen Coulee, what the truck looked like, what you can recall on that?
It was when we talk and stuff when we drive, so all I can remember, it was like a darker, like a 2000 era, and I don't know if it was a Ford or a Chevy or Dodge, I don't know, it was a darker colored. All I remember is the back had like a flatbed with sides on it. I didn't even look at that. I mean, I don't even know what. I couldn't tell you exactly what. Like I said, I wasn't looking at the truck to see what. I don't know what.
Where was the object, which would have been the pipe, when you first saw it?
Right. It looked like it was probably right next to the truck. And it must be just because I wasn't looking at the truck when it came at us, or I seen it down the road, and we just kept talking, and I didn't even I didn't know what it was. I didn't think nothing. didn't have any clue or what. I mean,
Okay, when you first saw that object, what were you thinking?
well, you know how when your barn swallows or whatever, them birds are, and you're driving always come right. That's,
See, the reason I'm asking is because sometimes that, if you can remember what you were thinking at the time, that might give you a flash to what the truck looked like. So I'm trying to draw you back to that.
and I mean, it was a darker, like a dark green or a dark charcoal like that. And
Could you recall if there was a large load in the back of it? Or anything?
I don't know.
Like that was pulling a trailer, not
it
pulling
wasn't on a trailer.
Okay.
And as far as a large load goes, he had to have something in there because it had to come off the top of it was up higher on where it come off the truck. The truck wasn't that tall, just the truck itself.
So you think what makes you think that it was coming up?
Because it wasn't down here when I first seen it.
Okay.
It was up. It's not like it come off the bottom or the side of the truck. It had to come off the top of the truck.
Okay.
It didn't come off the. I have trucks and the whole stuff, and there's no way it was a. They had to have something in there. I don't know what or how. I didn't even. I mean, everything. Just, I mean, when it happened, everything just went so fast. And I don't know if I went into a. I don't know. I tried to remember right that day, and I went back out a couple of times too to the site just to try to. We took some flowers and stuff out. And
I think this is that look about accurate right there. Okay, so you're traveling from here to this direction.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Can you, sometimes looking at pictures help you? I know you were out there to see, but there's also looking at a still picture might help.
It was right driveway, just after this, right by or right after this driveway.
Okay. And that's where the pipe came through the windshield. That's when you first noticed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can't remember if this guy was outside or not. It seemed because my wife's classmate lives right back here. And we always have to see if Matt's outside when we go by. I can't remember if this guy was outside or not.
Okay.
I don't remember for sure. He might have been outside.
Was there a lot of traffic that day on M coming in?
No.
Or, yeah.
Not that, I mean,
No.
when I was down here, I don't remember if anybody went by or not.
And you ended up?
Nobody would come and help me.
You ended up right in?
Probably somewhere right in here.
Okay. How long do you think it took you to get from your house to this point here?
Probably, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe.
Okay. How long do you think it would take from that point to get into West Salem at the intersection of M and 16?
Probably 12, 15 minutes.
Okay, so we're just looking at the time and video stuff that we want to...
You know, I mean, it's, if you're driving at 50, yeah, probably 50, 45, because there's some turns there you got to make. And then, yeah, so all of it when you get into town, I would say probably 12 to 15 minutes.
Okay. Okay. And I guess I didn't ask, where you were heading, this is north, you're heading north to...
Yeah.
And where were you guys going?
I was going over to talk to a guy I work with. I ordered a windshield for him about a month ago. And my wife has been after me to get it out of my garage. It's sitting in my garage.
Okay.
And we were gonna just go on over there quick and.
That's what you do on the side, you do some windshield work?
We do.
Get together?
I pick them up during the day, and then when she would get done work at 2 o'clock, then she would help me set the windshield, and we'd take them back.
Okay.
I've done glass for 26 years, and so we just, as a tinker, little side job, we do it together.
Okay. So you drive up there together, would you change it right there?
No, I would pick the vehicle up and go home, and I'd get it all ready. I'll get it, because you have to have 2 people to set the windshield.
Okay.
And then she would help me set the windshield, and then we'd take it back at night.
It's got to be kind of a pain in the...
And go get ice cream or something.
What, is one windshield different than the others, or more difficult than others, or?
No, they're all, but I mean, it's not, I mean, some are a little bit harder to set because they're bigger, and she's not very big, but
Okay.
my son would help me if they were too big for her.
What was this a big one, or not a?
No, this was just a Ford pickup.
Ford pickup? Okay. And that's how it would work. You guys would drive to wherever, you'd pick up the vehicle and bring it back to your house and work on it there?
Unless they'd bring it up.
Oh.
Sometimes people bring them up.
Okay.
It just depended what it was. And this one's been there so long, she's just bugging me to get it out of there. And we went over the night before just to drive by and see if he was home, and he wasn't. So
What's his name?
Justin Heimer.
Justin Heimer, and you said he works with him?
I work with him, yeah. I got all the glass work I could do if I want it down through Crown.
Yeah.
There's always somebody's buddy or somebody that needs a windshield.
Yeah. And this was Justin's. Okay. How banged up are you? You got some cuts there. So we got some.
I'm not. I had a little bruise on my leg is all I had.
Okay. What was that from?
I'm assuming from the shifting knob. I don't know. I'm assuming it was from that when I jumped over to her side.
Do you know about how fast you were going when the pipe hit?
We normally go probably through there. We don't that stretch all the way up to the top of the hill is full of deer, so we normally don't fly through there. We're probably doing 45, maybe 50, I don't know. Maybe somewhere, no, we know, because there's always deer from that first farm there where Hesselberg lives. There's always deer from there all the way up.
Okay.
So I know we weren't flying through there.
Could you estimate the speed of the other?
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't.
Seemed real slow or real fast?
I couldn't tell you. I wasn't even looking. We always talk when we drive places, and I couldn't even tell you.
Okay.
Do you recall any of the conversations that you guys were having, you and Barbara?
Well, we're supposed to go up to Warren's camping after she got done work, and she always gets everything.
Friday.
Yeah, and she always gets everything all set out for me to load, so I can have it loaded when she's done work, and we can go. She was just giving me the what's what and where it had to be and who's going to go what was where, because all the kids were coming up.
So what time did you head up? What plan on heading out of town?
Well, she'd get home at 2, and then we'd finish the final touch. She'd usually do the bathroom stuff and like that, and then we'd go, usually at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
It's every year we do, every year we go up the week before Cranfest, and then she's up there for Cranfest.
Sell those crafts you were telling me about?
We don't sell them. She just buys them for the home. She's got all kinds of different woodsy, rustic crock pots and just, there's a big wood hutch that she found last year up there, and we built it, painted it, and just stuff like she always finds little stuff up there, and then the big stuff she'll take a picture of and we'll come home and build it. We got a friend that's got a workshop in West Salem that he lets us use, and we'll go down there and build. We got 3 of them cabinets we built not too long ago down there, just sitting there. I don't know what we're going to do with them, but
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
Do you recall how your hands all got cut up?
This, I think, is from the windshield.
Okay. How did that happen?
I tried to, I'm assuming I must have tried to lunge for the pipe, I'm assuming. I don't know what else. I tried to, when I realized what it was, I lunged over and forward.
Okay.
And more so with this hand, because I was holding the wheel with this hand. I always drive with one hand usually, but
And how did they get cut on the windshield?
what's that?
How did your hands get cut on the windshield?
Well,
How did your hands get? You said on the windshield. I guess I'm not. The glass was shattered, or
I lunged forward and over to try and block it or stop. I don't know what.
and you hit your fist came in contact.
My
with the
fist
windshield?
hit. Yeah, I hit the windshield,
Okay.
and that's how I had that little bruise here. I think because I must have laid over, tried to go over, but I don't. I'm assuming that's. I didn't know I had the bruise. It wasn't nothing that's.
There was nothing that.
I don't know. I don't know what. I mean, I'm just guessing that that's what happened with that. It wasn't a big. I don't bruise easy, and I'm assuming that's. I mean, from when I realized, and I didn't know it was a pipe. I didn't know what it was, but I realized it was something that was going to come through the windshield, and after that, I mean, I don't even remember turning onto the cooler road or how or why I got in reverse. I don't remember any of that. I remember yelling at the first responder when he got there. They drove by me the first time, and I had on speakerphone, and I remember him asking me what side of Bergen Coulee we were on. And I said, I didn't say it very nice, I don't think, but, and then he got there and he just took his time getting out. And I yelled at him. I remember yelling at him, and then they took me away from there and they took over.
So I'm just trying to, maybe if we could walk through it, just, it went through the windshield. Can you tell me where each end of the pipe was at that point?
I have no idea.
I
I don't even remember what kind of pipe it was, how long of a pipe it was.
But each, there was 2 ends of the pipe, right? Is that right? There's obviously 2 ends to this pipe.
Yep.
There was one end, where was that positioned? Inside or outside the vehicle?
It wasn't all the way in the vehicle. I know that.
So it's half in and half out?
Because when I tried getting her out, I was dealing with the pipe.
Okay. And at what point when you were trying to get her out of the vehicle, where was the end of the pipe that was inside the vehicle located? Was it still on her, to her right, to her left?
I think it was.
Take your time.
Breathe. Take a breath.
You don't know.
I know you did, and I know, and it's tough to talk about.
You said it was kind of holding you up.
Well, it was. I I don't remember how the pipe. I know I got mad and yanked. Once they tried getting her out, I got her somewhere out, and the door kept coming shut. So I reached up through the door, between the door and the thing, and I yanked the pipe out. I don't know if I threw it or set it there or what I did with it.
So did you yank it out through the door or through the windshield?
I pulled it from the outside, I think.
Over the top of the hood? Okay.
I think I did.
You're behind the door?
Because the door kept wanting to shut on me, and I was trying to get her out, and I don't remember. I know the door was trying to go shut, and
Was she moving at all at that point?
no,
Not at all?
not then.
Okay.
Nope.
So where did you have to place your hands on her body to get her out of the car?
I don't.
I'm thinking that most people, given the position, I wasn't there, that's why I'm asking. But would you grab her from under the arms or?
No, I didn't do it. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. And I don't. I think my main concern when she stopped moving was to get her out of the car and on the ground. I think I made her. I didn't do that, no. I didn't do that.
What is he didn't do?
I think I maybe took her. I might have took her around the neck with one hand and her leg with the other hand.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't think I did.
Kind of like scooping her out, like.
No, I was in panic.
Okay.
I was in panic mode.
So.
I honestly can't tell you. I don't want to say. I don't know for sure. It just seems like I got her around the neck and the leg, and lifted her out that way. But I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't. I've tried to.
So, like, when you say you think that you did it, the arm and the leg, so it would have been, like, if she was sitting there, you would have been here, arm and leg, or?
No, I don't know. I really honestly can't. I don't know. I know I didn't. I know when I was sitting in the cop car. I know I didn't just press her and take her out nice and soft. I know I didn't do that.
Okay.
Because I was.
What makes you?
I've
What
never.
makes you say that? Why? I mean.
Because I've never ever in 28 years never touched her or grabbed her or raised my voice with her, and I was mad at myself. For some reason it had to be because I got out of the car. I've never been, and I still think of how I got it. I just can't, I don't know how, but the door was in my way, and the pipe was in my way, and the bank was in the way, and all I could think of was the compression. You need to start compressions right away. And I don't know, my goal was to get her out of the car, and when I did and see she was bleeding like that.
Do you know where the pipe struck her?
I don't. I did not have a clue.
But you knew she was injured and she was not moving anymore.
She was at first.
Okay, yep.
She, and I don't know if she went sideways or forwards or,
Okay. So what was your understanding of her injury when you took her out of the car?
when
What was your primary concern there?
to get her on the ground and doing compressions.
Okay. And what
And
injuries
I
did you
didn't
think she
start
had?
compressions immediately either.
Okay.
I don't know. thought of my phone and calling this, the 911 dispatch, and it wasn't. I don't think it was very long, and I started doing compressions, and then as bad as she was bleeding, I didn't know if that was right, so I called dispatch then. And dispatch said absolutely keep doing this compressions.
Yeah, do you recall at what point that she kind of went unconscious because she was flailing?
When I turned onto the cooler road, I kind of turned abruptly, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if she hit her head then. It almost seems like she was coming.
What do you mean hit her head?
It almost seemed like when I turned, she came over towards me, and I put my hand over on her if I stopped her or what I did, because I wasn't back in my seat all the way yet. I don't think I was all the way back in my seat.
So when you turned, you think she hit her head?
I don't think she hit her head, not then, no.
Oh, okay. So what?
The only place she would have hit her head is if I reached out to catch her. Because she would have been tipping.
Okay.
And I was, and I don't remember if she came over towards me or not.
Okay. If she came over towards you, what would she have hit her head on?
Nothing. I would have just caught her with my,
Sure.
my arm or my hand would have caught her, would have been all. She wouldn't, I don't think she would have hit her head on anything.
So, so she was, I think initially, that she was kind of flailing, when the pipe came through, that you said that she was kind of flailing around a little bit? Right?
Yeah.
At what point did that stop and she just kind of go unconscious?
When I think it was when I turned onto the coulee road.
Okay.
Because that's when and she wouldn't flail a lot.
Describe, I mean, I guess I don't, describe flailing, I guess, so we're on the same page, so I know what you're talking about.
Can you kind of show us?
No.
Okay.
Just like if you get hurt.
Was she saying anything? At that
No.
point?
Say nothing.
Nothing? Scream, cry, anything like that?
I don't remember hearing nothing, no. She just, and I don't know if she went sideways or forwards or both. Her hands were going and her feet were going. And I don't know if she went sideways or forward or, I don't know. I just know she was just, and I wanted to get off the road and stop, I wanted to get stopped. And I don't know how if she was going forward, back, or sideways. I know she was just frantically.
Do you recall what position she was in when you were going to get her out of the car?
She was. I think she. I think maybe she. I think maybe she was against the door when I opened it. And she might have fell out towards the door. And that's when I tried to push her back, push her back into the car so I could get up and get the door open and get her back in.
So you were inside the car trying to bring her back to you, or you're...
No, I got out immediately.
Okay, so when you opened the door,
And I was down.
the passenger's door, you were down kind of in the ditch.
Yeah.
And she kind of fell out towards you?
I think she fell out tipped down out of the car.
Okay, and then
The door came back down.
Okay.
The door didn't want to stay open.
Sure, yeah.
The door came back down, and so then I went back up, and I got her.
Climb back up the hill towards the door, towards the car.
It wasn't a big, I mean,
With a
it was
ditch.
just enough of a hill that,
Yeah, it's a ditch.
and I don't,
You recall where the pipe was at that point?
the pipe was still in the windshield,
Okay.
I think.
So one section was the windshield, where the pipe, the amount that it entered in to the vehicle. How far was it in? How far was it sticking out of the windshield?
I honestly couldn't tell you what the pipe looked like. I grabbed it, and I don't know if I threw it or
Do
set
you
it
recall
down.
how much of it was hanging out of the
I
windshield?
don't know.
But you're standing on the hill, the ditch line. You're holding the door open, and you took the pipe and you took it out of the door. The passenger door would be right here on your sides, and then you grabbed it and you pulled it out, and then got her out, or you don't?
I don't remember how I got it. I think, and I don't remember for sure, but I think when I first got over there and opened the door, and she kind of rolled out, but she didn't come all the way out. I think the door came back down.
Door started to close.
Tried to close, and it hit her.
Do you know where it hit her?
I don't know for
Okay.
sure. She was.
All right, so
I
then.
think she was mostly out of the car, but I don't know.
Okay, so then you did what?
I climbed back. I went back up the hill, and I think that's when I got her out of the car,
Okay.
and her foot was caught, or something was caught. I don't know I don't remember. Something, it seemed like something was caught. I couldn't get her to come out.
When you were getting her out, were you pulling the pipe out, or did you go back and pull the pipe out?
When I got her out,
You
I
got
went
her.
back to see what hit her, what was, I wasn't even, I guess I don't even know if I knew what hit her or what.
Okay.
And I went back. I thought my phone was in the car. Normally I don't keep it in my pocket. And her phone was in her purse. And I went back to see what hit her. And I must have been going to get my phone or something. And I yanked the pipe out. And I don't know if I threw it or set it there or what I did with it.
Okay.
And
So where were you when you yanked the pipe out?
standing beside the car.
On the passenger side of the car there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I was.
And do you recall how much of that pipe, or where? Was it?
I don't. I mean, I honestly don't. I don't. I don't remember what. Like I say, I'm just trying to put pieces here and there together.
Sure, absolutely.
And I just had no. I had no. I just had a feeling I didn't take her out of the car nice. I wanted to get her out of the car.
Okay.
she have her seatbelt on? Did you have to take her seatbelt off to get her out?
I didn't have to, but she always wears her seatbelt. She always wears her seatbelt, and I don't remember taking it off.
Okay.
So, but she always wears her seatbelt. No matter if we're going down to Quick Trip or down to get ice cream, it's the first thing she does is put her seatbelt on every time. But I don't remember taking it off. I remember something catching her, or something when she was caught on something or something getting out of the car. I don't know what it was, and I don't remember how or what happened, but it was. I pulled.
To get her out.
To get her out.
Okay. And was your phone was in your pocket, you said?
It was in my pocket, and
where was, you said her phone was in her purse?
Yep.
Where was her purse?
I don't know if it was on the floor in the back seat or where it was.
Okay.
But she always had a water. Every time we went in the car somewhere for a ride or something, I'd have to make her a big mug of water. I know she had that with her, in her lap or in her hand or somewhere with her.
Okay. And you're going up north?
We were supposed to leave that Friday afternoon.
Okay.
The family, and we have a whole bunch of cousins, and it's a yearly thing we do every year. We've done it for 26 years. We go up the weekend before Cran Fest, and then she takes off. This week she would have took Friday off to go up, and we were up and I fished the cranberry bogs.
This week or last week?
This week.
Okay.
She'd take Friday off.
She was working was going to be working last Friday. And she gets done at 2?
Yeah, 2 or 2:30. It depends what time she goes in.
Okay, what time does she go in?
Well, it's either 8 or 8:30.
Okay.
So, and Fridays are pretty lenient as far as if you come in a little late and leave a little earlier. And every year for Cran Fest, we always go up and she goes down to the booths, and then I'm fishing, and she calls and says what she finds, and I got to ride the bus down and have her get it.
And Cran Fest would have been this weekend.
This weekend. And that's why I'm making this heart for my daughter.
Say that again?
I'm just making a little craft thing. That's where I was when you called.
To have some idea of kind of you said that you left the house between like 7 and 7:45. Maybe so we can kind of jog your memory.
It was probably it was closer to 8. Usually maybe quarter to 8 or so.
Okay.
7, it wasn't, we never leave that early. It was probably quarter to 8, maybe somewhere 20 to 8.
You mean we never leave that?
I take her to work a lot when I'm off.
All right.
And after she's done work, if they got a shitty lunch that day, we'll go grab something for lunch when she's done work.
Okay. So that day you weren't taking her to work?
I was taking her to work if the truck wasn't there. If we couldn't get the truck, I wasn't taking her to work. And then I just pick her up after work.
Okay.
With the camper, and then we go.
Okay.
That's how we always do. Anytime we're camping and she's got to work, I'll take her to work in the morning, and then I have everything ready. She has a list of what I just got to load in the camper. And then on the way down, I pick her up from school and we go.
Okay.
So we don't have her car sitting there all weekend.
That was the plan for that day.
Well, she was coming home this day because we had too much other stuff to load up, and we made a big thing of chili, and we had all the kids going, so we put extra bedding and stuff in.
Okay.
So we weren't leaving right from school that day. She was coming home.
After school she was coming home?
Yeah. I was going to go down and get her with the car and take her back home.
So if the truck was there, where does the...
He would have just came in and got it.
Where is it Justin, you said?
Yeah.
Where does he live?
Well, he lives over by, I think, a Long Coulee.
Okay.
But the truck was supposed to, I don't know, I think he lives in Long Coulee, but he's got trucks all over the place. He does tractor work and mechanic work.
Okay.
And so he'll get a mechanic job that he does at a house, and then he'll call me and say, this vehicle needs a windshield.
Okay.
And that's why I ordered it. It's been, like I said, it's been sitting in my garage for a month, I'll bet at least.
Okay.
And Barb's been just bugging me to get rid of it. And
where did you go the night before to look for the truck?
we just went up through Holman and out Long Coulee and up over the hill to Mindoro.
Did you go to his house?
We did not go to his house. He wasn't home. No. It's been, like I say, probably a month since he's told me where the truck was.
Are you gonna call him?
I tried to call him.
Okay. On Thursday, or when'd you try?
No, I haven't called him for. Oh gosh, it's probably been a month, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I just.
But you didn't. When you had this, Barb was kind of giving you a hard time about getting this done. Get this out of here. And
she's very adamant with our garages. She wants them clean and orderly and neat.
Sure.
And I tend to slack a little bit and get stuff in there piled up, and she's worried she's gonna break that windshield. So she's been bugging me to get rid of it, and she had the garage all cleaned up and everything ready to go to the dump. But that windshield she didn't want to move and mess with, and I just haven't been. I moved it from. We have an attached garage and a detached garage.
Mm-hmm.
And I moved it from the attached garage to the detached garage now. And she got the attached garage all cleaned up. And I moved it over to the other one. And now she was going to start cleaning that one.
So that's in the detached garage?
The windshield is, yeah.
Got it, okay.
Yeah, it's sitting up there in the garage, and it's been there for quite a while. And
where do you get your windshields?
glass on wheels.
And you said you were going out to look for the truck 2 times? Or?
We just,
Yeah.
I don't get too worried about it.
Sure.
When he has a glass job, it's usually it takes you a week or two to get a hold of the guy, whoever it is, or for them to call you. And
how many jobs have you done for him?
well, I've got him. This will be the first one I'm actually doing for him. I mean, like I say, he's kind of goes to farms and stuff, and works on tractors and trucks and stuff, and on his off time, and he'll call me with one, but the people never pull through with it, and this one's the same thing. I ordered it, normally I won't order them until I talk to the people, and I was ordering a bunch of other ones, so I ordered this one with it.
So he called you and said, I got one for you, and told you, what do you order?
Yeah.
So you said you were going to find his truck and the keys were in it? That's what you told me?
No, I was going to try to get the keys.
Which one of his trucks were you going to do?
What do you mean?
I mean, if you're going to look for the truck, what truck were you looking for?
He'll like when he works on a truck of mine or when somebody else works, he'll leave it in the driveway with the keys in it.
Okay.
And you just go pick it up whenever you...
Which truck was that you were supposed to pick up?
It's a Ford pickup, F-250 pickup.
Okay.
Is what the windshield's for. I haven't seen the truck yet.
Okay. Maybe I didn't understand yet that you said he had a lot of trucks, so.
Justin does, yeah, he's got a lot, but this wasn't for his personal, I don't think it was, if it would have been for his personal truck, I would have got it already. I've seen him out working, rounded it up.
But you didn't drive by his house on Thursday?
No, we did not drive by his house.
Okay.
I was under the understanding it was maybe I'm completely off, I don't know, but right over the Shufflebine Hill, there's a house right at the bottom on the right. And that's where I was under the understanding that the truck was.
How did you get to that understanding?
Just by people at work, talking to people at work. And
how are people at work gonna, I'm not following that.
I'm the glass guy at work.
Sure.
If somebody needs a windshield or somebody's friend needs a windshield,
You bet.
they call us.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin's known to be I set this up and do it, and then it doesn't go through.
Mm-hmm.
So
How many times have you set it up and not gone through with him?
I haven't said it. I ordered it when he said about it. Because I was ordering other ones. The more I order, the better price I get on them.
Okay.
And it's a windshield that there's so many of them vehicles around. I knew if he didn't go through it, I could get rid of it. And I just haven't. My wife and I have been remodeling our kid's house, and with this camping weekend coming up, I haven't messed with it at all.
So going back to just the timing, just so we can kind of compare, basically timestamps on the video to what we're asking you here. You said that sometimes she doesn't have to go to kind of lax on the time that she shows up for work. Does she have to call somebody and report that, or?
No, if she's not there by 8:30, then she has to be. If she's not gonna be there by 8:30, then she's got to call and let them know.
Okay.
If it's gonna be after 8:30, because they have to start breakfast at 9 o'clock.
So Friday, where were you're going to Holman? Where were you going in Holman? Were you going to?
I was just going over to that house right there at the bottom of the hill.
You weren't going to go to?
Hammers, no, I wouldn't make it with her for work. Not that early. We would have to leave a lot earlier.
So she was all dressed, ready to go in case you found the truck.
Yeah, and she was going to work from there.
Okay.
Whether I took her and took the car back home, or she went to work with the car.
Okay, so she wasn't going to stop back home for it?
No, for everything. She had her water, and we were all ready to go.
Okay.
We had a big phone call to her mom, and with everything. It's a normal day of work.
Okay.
I talked to Justin.
Okay.
He had never had you do any work for him.
I told you I never did a windshield for him.
Mm-hmm.
Did he tell you that he had an F-250 pickup from somebody in Holman or one of the Hill or Medora Hill or the Holman Hill?
Back in May.
Okay.
And then what did he tell me?
What did he tell you? I don't know.
Yeah. And then he told me that the guy was busy. When he finally called back, you said that you had sold it.
It's sitting in my garage. The windshield's sitting in my garage.
Okay.
I don't have any windshields but the ones that I do. Are you guys insinuating that I did this to my wife?
I'm not insinuating anything at this point. I'm saying that Justin is saying that there wasn't a windshield order. He didn't talk to you. He hadn't seen you in about a month.
And that's what I told you. It's been at least a month. Maybe I'm just guessing a month, but I'm not changing my story. I'm 100%.
I'm not saying you are.
I'm 100%.
I'm just telling you that any time that somebody dies, whether it be a traffic accident, there's obviously a lot of questions, and if we just take the first person, one person's word for it when they're under stress,
Yep.
that's why we're here today, is just to kind of clear things up
Yep.
and try to get answers to some of those other questions. Obviously, as time goes by, more questions come up, and
Yep.
we wouldn't be doing our jobs if we don't look into it thoroughly. So.
Yep. And that's why, Ken, when you called, I want to get this for Barb.
Sure.
Take care of.
So there are some other, I think that representative of the medical examiner's office spoke to you briefly. Sandy.
Sandy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You
Yeah.
know her at all?
I know her daughter.
Okay.
My daughter went to school with her daughter.
Okay. Would she tell you about anything they found out?
She didn't say. There were so many people there that. She didn't say a whole. She just. I don't even know if she really said anything. Trying to think of what we talked about. I don't.
Did you mention any injury?
To
What they thought they found out about her?
did I mention any injury?
No, did Sandy?
She said something about I don't know. She said something about, I don't remember if she did or not. She said something about something to her. To her neck or her head or something, somewhere. She did say something that they were questioning or wondering.
Okay. Do you recall what that was?
I,
You said neck and head.
well, I can't remember if it was her neck or her head. Or lower. I know, she had mentioned something, but it didn't, it didn't mean I wasn't, I guess, concerned or paying attention with it.
Okay.
I honestly didn't think it was going to be anything, that would be a back on me or like I said, I didn't know how she got or what she got or how bad, extensive it was, or I remember talking to her about after they had got Barb cleaned up, I seen some spots on her chest, and I mentioned to Sandy, I said I thought maybe that was from me poking, trying to wake her up, trying to get her to respond to me.
Okay.
I remember telling Sandy that.
Okay. And there were some injuries there, so you kind of explain it.
But I don't remember. She did mention something else, but it wasn't anything that pertained to me, so I didn't even.
Okay.
What do you mean? It wasn't anything that pertained to you?
That it was part. I when I seen her chest,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of thought that was from me.
And how are you? When you said, how would that have occurred if you did that? What was the mechanism that you?
I didn't want to hit her and shake her like Barb, because when you're doing the CPR, and I didn't know if she had a neck or a head or how bad.
Sure.
So I just kept tapping her, trying to get her between compressions,
Okay.
trying to get some kind of a response or something. I didn't want to move her head as much as possible.
Okay.
And so I knew, I had a real good idea that was from me. Is what.
On her chest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a real good idea that, and I don't know, she was talking, she did say something else, but it didn't even, and after now that you mentioned it, well, maybe it is when I pulled her out of the car, I don't know.
What is?
But she mentioned some other injury that they were wondering about, or somebody had noticed or something. And I don't.
You don't remember what that was?
The only possible way that I could have heard her, I think, more was when I was trying to wake her up. That would have been the only other thing, taking her out of the car, but I don't know I don't remember how I got her out. I knew she was hurt bad, and I knew that I had to get compressions going, but I don't.
Okay. So injuries before the accident?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay.
Maybe just a little bruise on her leg or something from mowing lawn or nothing. I mean, I don't think she
complained about anything, or hadn't been to the doctor recently and anything like that?
You know, chiropractor once in a while for her back.
Okay.
But that would have been about it.
Okay. And earlier on, we're just kind of trying to explain maybe what Sandra's bringing up to you. In the car, when we were driving to the hospital, you had told me, I asked you where you thought the pipe had hit her. Can you tell me where that is?
Well, I wasn't sure if it got her in the neck or in the head.
Okay.
Because
where on the head? Because it's a big area.
well, and I didn't actually see her when I was going over. I wasn't looking directly at her. I was going like this, and I don't know if she had put her head down. Is what I don't know. I can't say. If I want to say what I think, I think she went to put the. I don't know which way she would have gone or how or what, but I think she would have put her head down.
Okay.
It's just.
Where was she bleeding from?
Her nose and her mouth. No, not so much her mouth right away until I started doing compressions. And she had a kind of someone come up and a little bit off her head somewhere. And then when I started doing compressions, it seemed like she started bleeding worse. And that's why I called in and she said, no, keep doing them.
Okay.
Because I thought it would be...
So she was mostly bleeding from where? You said her nose first, then her mouth. So was most blood here or this head?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. I just...
Do you remember where you wiped most of the blood off from?
I cleaned her face area up. Is where I mainly cleaned up.
Did you see any wounds at that point? Where the blood is coming from?
I didn't even... She had a... I think she had a little cut. I think she had a little cut kind of in the middle of her forehead, I think. Her hair was all done up for work and stuff, and I don't know what.
Okay. So all that you had observed was maybe something from
And I don't know for sure if it was here up farther or from. I don't, like I say, her hair was all done up and I wiped her up, cleaned her up a bit before so I could see her.
Sure. Okay. Did you make any attempts to stop any bleeding, or just mainly concerned to see?
I didn't do any. I just. My biggest concern was getting the compressions in.
Sure.
To try it. I mean, that's a. It wasn't like it was gushing blood. So I didn't. The thing they always taught us was get the compressions going, keep that blood going, and so that's what I did. I concentrated on that.
Okay.
Were you bleeding a lot?
No.
No. Just had the injury on your hand.
Yep, and that wasn't.
You had some on your neck.
That was from. I'm assuming that was from when I was trying to. I was sweating so bad, and I was trying to keep the sweat from running down all over. I'm assuming it was from. I don't know.
By keeping the sweat off, what do you mean?
I had so much sweat running my eyes and down me.
Sure.
And I was trying to keep it off trying to keep the sweat away on my eyes and stuff.
How are you doing that?
With my hand,
Okay.
between compressions and.
Okay. So you were scratching yourself?
Well, I don't think I scratched myself.
Okay. Then what, do you know how you got the scratches there?
I don't know.
Okay.
It couldn't have been from me.
Okay.
That wouldn't have been from me.
Were they there before that? Did you have scratches on your body before the accident?
Not, I had one here,
Okay.
Is it still there?
but nothing.
Okay.
No, that's just pimple.
Okay. And how about your neck? Can we look at that too?
Yeah, they're not.
Clean. Okay.
No, and I don't,
So we're just trying to figure out kind of what the dynamic inside the vehicle was.
okay,
So, I don't know if you remember at the hospital, we took some pictures of those.
yeah,
And I think there's,
yeah,
that's the other side of your neck.
okay,
And then on your chest too. See, they're not there anymore.
yeah. No, and this one was, I don't know how I got that one, but
You don't know how you got that one?
I don't remember if we were, I don't remember honestly.
If you were what? You said if we were.
Well, we've been getting tree stands ready and mowing trails and stuff.
Okay. What about these?
I don't know. I honestly can't tell you. I know they're not from me.
Okay.
I mean,
You know I guess that's you know they're not from you.
I mean, I didn't do it with my hand or like that or.
Okay.
I don't know.
Now that you're not sure how that one happened.
I think I had that before the accident.
Okay.
I think, because I don't know.
And how did that happen?
I don't know. I honestly don't. I mean,
When did you first notice you had that?
when you guys asked about it.
When we took the picture at the hospital?
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah.
Or, yeah.
I didn't. I mean, I get scratches and cuts and
So you didn't notice that you had a scratch there?
no, I didn't know it.
But
No.
you're pretty sure it happened before the accident?
I don't know. I can't say.
Okay.
I'm not going to say. I don't know. I'm not going to say yes or no.
Okay. No, I don't know. I'm just trying to
I
get your memory back to see what.
I'm just trying to keep. I'm just trying to keep. A level head here, and I'm trying to answer these as honestly and the best that I can. You know, I don't know how my neck would have got scratched up or would be scratched up like that. I don't know.
You sure you don't?
Honestly,
Okay.
you can bring anybody in here you want to ask me, and I will tell you. I will tell anybody to their face on a stack of Bibles. I'm a very religious person, and you can. I mean, there's. I do not honestly know.
Okay. Pardon?
Okay.
So, like I said, we were just trying to find an explanation for some of the injuries we saw. And you told me that she didn't complain of being injured. She hadn't been to the doctor for an injury, physical injury, and anything like that. And you noticed that there's blood coming from her nose at first and in her mouth, and then maybe a cut somewhere on her head.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was coming out of her. Yeah, I think it was coming out of her mouth right away too.
Okay. And then to be clear, can you kind of, without hurting yourself, can you demonstrate where by her chest or head or neck and how hard you?
I don't. I mean.
You showed me before how.
Yeah, I don't know how far up or how. I mean, I don't know how far up or down or what. I was doing chest compressions down below, so I don't know how far.
Okay.
I mean, I don't remember how. I know I tried to wake her up several times.
Okay.
I can't honestly tell you or show you where I know I can't honestly tell you. I'm not gonna lie about it and try to tell you and show you where it was or what. I just know that and I didn't do it a ton.
Okay.
I maybe did it.
You told me you never, you were describing, you said you guys didn't argue, you never
No.
put a hand on her?
No, never, ever. I've never, you can ask, we have 5,000 friends that we do stuff with and family.
Okay.
We have had an awesome marriage together. Awesome.
Okay.
I would have absolutely no reason to. Our house is in her name. It was on her home farm. I don't know even if I have any insurance on her. We took it all on me because if something happened to me, she would be able to stay where she is and live. Because she only works 6 hours a day. I would. You can ask anybody. I would do anything for her. Anything. You can. There's people we do stuff with every week. You can ask my kids. Our kids just had a surprise 25th wedding anniversary for us.
How long was that?
August 4th or 5th.
Okay.
We had 150 people there at a 25th wedding anniversary. And, I mean,
You loved her a lot?
I very much loved her a lot. I did. You can ask my kids. My kids will tell you I would do anything for her. Anything.
The things that we look at through the course of an investigation are, as you know, multiple different things. There's injuries to Barbara that aren't consistent.
Okay?
Okay, there's a lot of injuries to her that aren't consistent with a pipe going through the windshield.
Okay.
The pipe going through the windshield itself would, at those rates of speed, with a car going 45, 50 miles one way, say 45, 50 miles another way, that pipe would be a projectile that would go right through anything it came in contact with. If it hit her in the head, it would have gone right through that.
Yep.
So what we need to know, and sometimes it's tough to tell, is what was the state before that pipe came through of Barbara, okay? And it's not easy to tell. I know
How do we tell that?
We need you to tell us that.
What do you mean? What state? What?
There's injuries that aren't consistent with the scene that was drawn out.
Okay.
Okay. And we need an explanation for those.
Okay.
And we don't have an explanation for some of those injuries because they didn't happen by a pipe coming through the windshield. And I think you understand that. And you,
Okay.
I mean, I think you know that.
Okay. And this is the first time anybody's talked to me about how everything is or what.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've been out to the hospital since we just closed the deal out there, and then yesterday we went and got our stuff in order for
Sure.
to take care of her body. So I
I
haven't heard
know,
anything.
and I know you haven't. And we're kind of we're trying to figure out some of these things,
Okay.
and we're here talking to you so you can help us figure those things out.
Okay.
Of what happened before you were out on Bergen Coulee.
Nothing.
Okay.
There was absolutely nothing happened before we were out on Bergen Coulee.
Okay.
You can,
You realize that pipe would have gone right through the vehicle at those speeds with.
I don't know. I don't know. I've never dealt with anything like this or.
Well, that's and most people wouldn't know that, but with the physics of it, the pipe traveling, a 53-inch pipe traveling at 45 to 55 miles per hour heading in one direction with a car going to a car windshield at 45 to 55 miles the other direction.
Yeah.
That's going to be a pretty heavy projectile, and it's going to take a whole lot of something to stop it.
Yeah,
It's not
okay.
going to be a windshield. It's going to go right on through.
Okay.
Okay, and if it did hit her, and you're not sure where it hit her, and we're not sure where it hit her, because I don't know if it did or not, if it just shattered or what, but there's all these injuries that we need to have an explanation for.
Okay. What, I don't know what I can, I mean, what, tell me what I gotta do.
Imagine, if you will, a single piece of metal coming through the windshield,
Yep.
hitting you. How big of an injury do you think you could receive from that?
Well, if it's gonna hit you, it's gonna go right through you.
It's just bigger on, okay. All right.
Obviously, I mean, I can,
How many times did that go through you?
some people are gonna help me today.
Sure.
So,
So how many times would that hit that person in the car?
what do you mean? What,
If it came through the windshield,
Yep.
can we assume that if it hit her once,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Here's what they're telling us at the autopsy, is that she's been hit several places, front and back on her.
Okay.
And so we're trying to
No,
explain
and I'm
these injuries.
not, okay, I'm not
trying to
making
explain these
excuses, I'm not trying to get, I'm 100% innocent, okay, but I just wanted to say this. Could that be from when or wouldn't that be enough force from when she fell? Okay,
No, not at all.
it wouldn't be,
Not at all. No.
okay,
Can I tell you about some of the injuries?
yeah,
She has a broken nose. The pipe hit. You can imagine if a steel pipe hit you in the
it
nose,
didn't, I don't think
there's
it
going to be a cut, right?
would've cut her bad in the nose, I don't think it got her in the nose,
Inside her lips, there is heavy bruising and cuts.
okay,
Somebody, like, her lip was pressed hard against her teeth.
okay.
Not hard enough to break her teeth, but hard enough.
Okay.
So maybe a punch or...
Was there water glass open?
No, I don't know that.
Water
There's-
glass went in there.
You can let me finish.
We always, when she
Is it a mug, you
goes,
said? Is it a glass,
Yeah.
or is it a
no, it's just a mug.
mug? Glass mug?
No, it's not glass, it's like a plastic,
Sure.
it's called a bubble mug.
Yeah.
And when we go in the car, when she goes to work, I always make her that glass of water before she goes to work.
Okay.
Does it have like a sip top? Or, like,
Yeah,
okay.
it's got a top you take off, or,
The injuries to lips will be consistent with it.
Okay.
okay,
And then she's got crushed cartilage in her throat
okay,
or on her neck.
okay,
She's got 3 extremely deep lacerations down to her skull, back here,
okay,
back of her head.
okay,
She has a skull fracture from those.
okay,
Okay. And
Okay.
she's got a big, huge bruise right here on her jaw. Very dark, very swollen. Some swelling along this side.
She's got a cut right across her forehead on the right side here.
okay,
So if you imagine that one pipe coming through,
right,
would you agree that it would seem very
Yeah.
unlikely that those injuries could have occurred that way? And that's why we're here.
okay,
Completely unlikely, because there's many different planes across that one projectile could not have produced
right,
those injuries.
yep,
Okay, so something happened, and I know it's unlike, I mean, you're a God-fearing man,
God does mysterious
Yeah.
things, but I don't,
Yeah.
that's not,
and these injuries did not occur in the mechanism that you had described to us, with a pipe going through the windshield. The pipe, the plausibility of a pipe falling off of a truck or in any way, shape, or form and going directly through your windshield is one thing we look at, which is very unlikely to have happened.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Yeah.
That's number two, that at those rates of speed, it's not going to stop where it was.
yep,
That's going to go right out through and through the back seat. Let alone, I mean, if you hit a window, it's going through the window. It's going to go. That's a flying spear. It's going to go right through and destroy anything that it comes in contact with. So the pipe isn't something that caused these injuries. That's what we need you to tell us about.
I'm
Something happened at
No,
home?
no,
Okay,
nothing happened at home.
okay,
Absolutely nothing happened at home.
okay.
I have absolutely no reason, I have no reason to do this to my wife. None.
We've both been married for several years. I've been married just about as long as you have been. There's no perfect marriage.
And I understand that, and you can ask my kids.
If there's a...
You ask my kids.
Okay.
There is absolutely, we have a,
We're not saying that you don't love her. We know you.
and I'm not saying that either, but I'm saying that there'd be absolutely no reason why I would, and why would I go out at 7:45 or 8 o'clock in the morning when everybody's going to work on a place like that and do something like this? I mean, there's so many places a person could, if it was going to do something like that, a person could do it. I don't get why. There's, I'm not.
Well, it's just...
Did you guys get in an argument about your work schedule?
No, we did not. She don't like me working nights.
You were scheduled to work Friday night.
But,
and
yeah.
on the weekend.
Yep. But she don't like that. She don't like me working nights and weekends.
No.
But, there's a certain fellow down there that nobody gets along with.
Sure, that's why you moved.
And that's
Yeah.
and she was, till January we have our other schedule come out.
Mhm.
And so just till January we're going to try it and see what was what.
Mhm.
So,
And you were scheduled to work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep, take her up to the,
You weren't going camping.
yes, my wife and kids are on camping.
You were going to take them up there?
The kid, I always take them when I because after work.
Okay.
I mean, and that's the reason why the kids are going with her. If I can't be there, the kids are, her mom will go on
So
the
you weren't
board.
going with them?
I wasn't going to stay up there. No, I got to work during the night. I was going to night shift. I'd go up during the day.
You said that you were going to pack and go and camp all weekend.
Yes, I was taking the camper up to camp all weekend.
Wasn't you included?
I come back to work and then I'll go up during the day. If we go camping when I'm working, I'll go to work and I'll go back to the campground after work.
And then you're going up to,
I better
Can
get
you
this
just silence
one,
that?
Jordan. This one. Hello? Hello? I'm down the Crosse here real quick for a minute. So I'll call you when I get down. Where? Okay, Jordan's here in the building.
Jordan's here?
Did you guys call him?
No.
I don't know.
So what building? Are you at Bob's or in the...
We can check.
Okay. He's in the courthouse. Where does he come?
If you go right to the sheriff's department, go right down the middle.
You
There's a
go,
hallway, there's the DA's office and the Kluger courts. There's a hallway right down the middle, go up the first steps.
he's at the sheriff's department.
Okay.
So I'll be,
We'll get
somebody will be right
that.
out, just have a seat. Okay.
I'll go.
So, if, and this is just a dumb question, but if I'm gonna get, if you guys aren't.
We're just trying to straighten out injuries.
Okay,
Help us explain the injuries.
I can't explain them. I told you I don't understand, I don't understand those injuries. I don't.
Neither do we, and that's why we need your help, because the mechanism, your injuries, we're not talking about. We're talking about the injuries on Barbara.
Right.
And the mechanism in which was described by you isn't consistent with those injuries happening. It's improbable for those injuries to happen, because there's too many different planes, There's something that happened
And
before the accident.
and
Something went wrong. Something
No, it
went
didn't.
haywire.
no, it did not. I've never gone haywire. I've
It's just this time.
I've never gone.
From what we see here is, you know, the scratches on your neck kind of indicate that maybe somebody's trying to defend themselves, and which tells us that this wasn't something that anybody planned out. That maybe an argument that any married couple could get into got out of hand.
We don't.
And she didn't die really. She didn't die till she got to the hospital.
We didn't. No, absolutely not. We have.
If there's a way to explain it, now would be the time to do it.
I don't know how.
Something got out of hand.
There's nothing that got out of hand with me. There's nothing that got out of hand with me.
The injuries around her neck are consistent with being choked.
Okay, and I never choked her.
Okay.
I never. But I mean, I've got.
Todd, you gotta stop for a second. Take a breath and relax, okay?
I can't.
I know it's tough, but let's try for a second, okay? The injuries on Barbara did not occur by a pipe coming through the windshield. You were driving in the car with Barbara before the pipe came through the windshield off of the truck. She had no injuries at that point, is what you're trying to say, and we're saying that those injuries had to have occurred sometime prior to that pipe coming through there, because the pipe didn't come off the truck, and I think you know that too.
No, I'm not.
You know that they didn't happen that way, Todd. The injuries aren't consistent. There's no way that those injuries occurred that way. There's injuries to the back of her head, there's injuries to her neck, there's injuries to her nose, there's injuries to her forehead, there's injuries to her jaw. There's all these different injuries that didn't occur. The pipe didn't go bing, 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 bing,
I understand that.
all.
I understand
We're
that.
forced to do these kind of injuries. Injuries to the mouth, to the lips, are all consistent. They're all consistent with a struggle that happened at some point.
I did not struggle with her at all. The
They're all
only struggle I had with her was out when I was trying to get her to CPR her.
And that's not gonna, there's, you taking her out of a car, you placing her down on the sidewalk and performing CPR is not gonna cause any kind of injuries that we're talking about. Those aren't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen that way, Todd. You know that that's not gonna happen. You're trying to explain some of the things away, but the problem is that you can't explain some of those away.
I can't. I don't know what happened. I can't explain them. I mean, there's
Have you ever blacked out?
no,
No.
not that I know
Not a big drinker or anything like that?
of. No, I drink brandy once in a while, but not. I mean, I'm not an alcoholic or.
Something happened before you got in the car.
I'm telling you. I'm looking at you.
Okay, then help me explain these injuries.
I don't know how to explain them. I don't.
Give me well, there's the injuries to the nose. There's injuries to the mouth.
What kind of injuries to the nose?
Her nose is broken.
Like sideways, like in, like how?
It's broken. There's no cuts to it.
It could be from a mug. With her mug.
The nose is broken. The lips are bruised. There's a cut across her forehead. There's injuries here. There's injuries to the back of her head.
But
There's no damage to your car.
There's fractured skull.
why would it be damage to my car?
Well, if you're trying to explain that her head might have hit the dash or her drink, there's nothing that caused the car to stop suddenly.
Well, the only thing that would have been is when I put it in reverse.
And that's not going to have enough force to do anything because
Right. And the only possible thing that I can think of that when she, I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I'm not a crime scene guy. I'm not a.
you're
but let me
not
tell
a
you
crime
that.
scene person,
But
but you were there.
if I was going to try to do something to my wife, I sure in the hell wouldn't have done it like this. To put somebody through misery and pain like that. There's no way in hell I would have ever. I've got 50 guns sitting in my cabinet. I've got so many things that, and we had no fight. There was absolutely zero fight. We had absolutely nothing.
Sometimes in moments of of anger. They can turn into rage, and those things just all of a sudden, you know, yeah, you get guns and this there, but
I'm telling you, there was no anger, there was no rage. There was, I'm not an evil in me.
How'd the pipe go through the windshield?
What do you mean?
How did the pipe get through the windshield? Let's start there.
It came off the truck. I did not put that pipe through that windshield.
I didn't say you did, but I'm not saying how did it get through the windshield.
I don't know.
You kind of explained the physics of it. You kind of understood that, right?
Yep.
Okay. That it's just not going to stop and get stuck in the windshield at those velocities.
There is absolutely, with the granddaughter and my kids and my wife.
And I understand that something snapped, something went
No,
haywire.
it didn't. I
There's
don't
something
do
that
that.
happened that I know. And I'm not saying that you had made a practice of anything like this at all. I'm just saying that something snapped
No.
and something happened.
You can try and get me to snap. I'll never snap.
What happened? Well, help us explain.
I wish I could.
Explain to me.
I honestly wish I could explain it to you. I honestly wish I could explain this to you.
Because your story about going to pick up a vehicle to do the windshield that's a lie.
It's not a lie.
That's a complete lie.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. You didn't go to you said his keys, you told him the keys are always in his car, he's always there. If he's gonna have a truck, he's gonna have it parked at the driveway, in his driveway.
At his house.
Yes, and Thursday you drove up there to pick up the car, but you never went by his driveway. You were looking around for it. You thought it was at Shufflebine, but you're driving around.
Yes, we went up the other hill.
Yeah, but you didn't go to his house to look for it.
Yes, but it wasn't at his house.
You said that that's where it would always be. But
No.
how did you know where it was?
It wasn't at his house.
How do you know that? Tell me how you know that.
Because it wasn't his truck.
How do you know that it wasn't as you said? If he has a truck for you to fix, it's always at his house. Whose house was it at?
No, I didn't say it's always at his.
Whose house was that?
I don't know the guy's name.
So you're going to go look for a truck that's parked at an unknown person's house that might be over the backside of Shufflebine Hill, and if the keys are in it, you're going to take it?
Yeah.
You don't know who the guy is?
There's a Ford pickup with the.
Really?
I do it all the time. I do it all the time. I've done it for 26 years.
So for 26 years, you'll have somebody call you and say, hey, I got a windshield for you to fix. It's my buddy's. Go pick it up.
When I was in business.
Where is it?
When I was in business, no.
Where is it?
But now.
It's at his house. Who is his buddy?
But now with how we are, yes, I do.
Who is his buddy? That's not plausible.
I'm.
You know that's not plausible. That's not where you're going that morning.
Yes, it is.
No, you haven't talked to him for the longest time.
I'm not.
He said that the only time that he had contact with you was back in May. Remember what kind of windshield he told you to order?
There was a couple of them that he wanted.
Oh, he told you to order one.
But
He said he's got one.
but
Do you remember what kind it was?
I don't remember anymore. I got such
No?
a memory right now.
You don't remember what kind he told you to order in May?
Well, the F-250 was the windshield that I ordered for him.
Yeah, a month ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Why would you order it a month ago?
Because that's when he talked to me about it. That's when I ordered all the other ones.
In May. He talked to you in May about it because his buddy had this truck. And you told him that it was a coincidence because you actually had one on hand.
I sold that a long time ago from that,
Yep.
the one I had on hand.
And then he never contacted you again about anything, ordered another one. Never did. Never had any conversation about where it was. He didn't talk to you about anything else. He never told you the guy's name. So your story about driving to Holman to get a pickup truck that you don't know where it is or anything about it other than it's what was it?
Sir,
What was the vehicle?
a Ford pickup,
What kind of Ford pickup?
F-250.
Okay. And that's what you're going to go do. You're going to drive around on the day that you're going to go camping. You got all this stuff to get ready to go.
We do it all the time.
Your wife's going to be driving you.
All the time.
You don't do it all the time.
We
You don't do that all the time.
okay.
All the
Have
time.
you-
All the time. Somebody will contact you. Say, I got a cracked windshield. Can you get me one? Yep. Okay. I'm either going to bring it to your house to have it fixed, or you're going to come to my house to have it fixed. That's what you said before.
Yeah.
You're just on a wild goose chase, driving around Holman trying to find an F-250 or a Ford pickup truck someplace around Pullman that you didn't find.
No.
He also said if it's going to have it fixed, he's going to have it at his house and the keys are in it, because he always leaves the keys in it.
In his truck, he does.
What's his house look like?
It's an old farmhouse.
Okay, where?
Back at the end of a coulee. Got jumped
How many times
over
you been there?
once.
Okay.
So
How do you, when were you there? Once?
oh God. He's supposed to be doing some work on my son's tractor.
He did work on your son's tractor.
He didn't do work. He did the heads for it.
Yep.
My son took him there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your son took
The head there.
to his house?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've been there how many times?
Just once.
When was that?
I don't know when. A long time ago.
Okay.
Um,
But if you're going to do work for him and do windshields, you said he's always going to have his truck in the driveway with keys in it, but you haven't done work for him, so you wouldn't know that.
his truck is always in the truck. Yes.
How do you know that?
He tells me that. Tells
He's
me all the
telling
time.
his normal conversation, you know, by the way, I always leave my keys in my truck and they're in my driveway.
I know a lot of people that do.
I know a lot of people that do too. I don't know a lot of people that just in the middle of a conversation blurt out and say, I always do that.
I have quite a few friends that tell me that in case something ever comes up or so
Your wife's gonna get done. Your wife's gonna get done at 2:30 on Friday. Okay, and you weren't gonna leave directly from school because she's got a lot of packing to do.
we had some to finish.
Yep. So we got a lot of packing to do.
And it was raining.
Yep, and it was raining, so you're not gonna leave at 2:30. She gets done at 2:30. She gets done at 2:30. It's gonna take her a period of time to get home, so you're looking at 3 o'clock.
Yep.
Then you gotta pack.
Yep.
You gotta do all kinds of stuff. So now
You're up there and set up and you're wondering how I'm going to get to work, right?
You're not gonna get to work.
Right.
You know you're not gonna get to work.
Yep.
You're never late.
Yeah, I am.
No. No.
I've got several points on my attendance
You're a
record.
pretty good employee, according to them.
No, I've got 5 points
Why
on
would
my.
they tell me that?
I can prove it.
Prove what?
Okay, that I've got 5 points.
I
on
don't
my
care if you have
attendance.
5 points or not. You're not going to make it back in time for work
I
at
understand
6:30.
I
You're not going to
understand
make it back by.
And I've got days to call in for sick days.
You didn't call in sick.
I don't
You
have
went
to
to
at the
actually
last
because,
minute.
but
So
you haven't called in sick. You called in sick 5 times this year, only.
only that's pretty
No,
good for me.
that's really good.
So
That's really good for an employee at Crown Court Conceal. That's what they told me.
well, not with our attendance policy now, but
No, they're telling. That's what I talked to them. They told me you're very good in attendance. You're not. That's not an issue. Good employee. Doesn't complain a lot.
yep. So
You're not going to make it back. You're not going to make it back in time for work.
Right. And I have called in several times.
Mhm.
I do it at least 5 times a year for stuff like this. Every other year for Crown Fest, when my day don't fall in,
You've always taken the day off.
and we don't have trades anymore. Did you ask them that? We don't have trades anymore to take the day off.
Schedule vacations.
You can't, and my vacations are done. You can't get a vacation in August, September. I'm too low on the pole to get a vacation.
They told you they were giving you a day off to make the transition to third shift or to night shift.
Right.
You didn't take it.
I didn't need it. One day wouldn't have helped me.
No. Would have given you time so you were going to call in sick instead. One day would have helped you perfectly. One day would have fit in perfectly if you're going to be running around. You're going to be late. It's going to work at 6:30. Your wife's not done until 2:30, and they offered you to say, "Why don't you just take the day so you can adjust to the third shift?" And you're saying that's not going to help you?
I don't ever take a transition day when I switch crews.
It would have helped you. You would have had to call in sick like you were planning on. Were you planning on calling sick or planning on calling in late?
Sick. I wouldn't come back that late.
Okay.
But
Well,
if
you
it's over
told us
2
you were
hours,
coming back.
if it was
You
over,
always do that.
if it was over 2 hours,
You told me you always do that.
okay. So
These are things
I
that
understand.
are not making sense to me.
I
And I
understand.
want you to understand
I
them.
perfectly understand that.
How they're just kind of floating around here. We're not
Yes.
touching them.
Yep.
And there's no explanation.
I gave you all the answers that I can think of and come up with. I'm not going to try and.
You haven't given us all of them.
I understand that, and I don't have all of them. Okay?
You got
I don't have all of
quite a
them.
few of them, Todd. You know,
And look at, I would tell you if I had them answers.
Okay.
Would
Can
you?
Okay?
Would you?
Yes, I would.
Can I just run through this with you, Ted? Just, and you tell me if you would think anything differently. Okay. So we described the injuries she's had, which are multiple, and you said that you agree that those injuries couldn't happen from a pipe going through the windshield one time.
Right.
The professionals, those that conducted the autopsy, are telling us the same thing. Impossible.
Yep.
So we've gone through those injuries with you. You said she had no injuries beforehand.
Yep.
You pointed out for us.
Yeah. Let me see if I can do it now. Sorry.
No problem.
Too many people. That's my son's phone, so I tell you what.
Good.
No, I don't know how to do it. I'll just wait till he's.
Okay.
So
So you kind of explained the scenario coming from home with your wife on a morning that she had to work. It somehow became important to replace this windshield after a month. I think most people, if you were to say if object went through your windshield at this driveway, that you probably would have stopped within 100 feet or so, certainly not turned off onto a side road, ended up in a ditch after hitting. That seems strange, doesn't it? Okay.
how far from that house was I?
Okay,
Not very far.
right.
And a school bus comes through at what?
Yeah, okay.
So I mean, I'm just saying.
I think most people, and maybe I'm wrong, but if I can just kind of go through each thing. If you were to most people, I think, if you were to ask them the same scenario, they would have stopped, and maybe they've done exactly what you did after the fact. But your odds of someone coming by and helping you out are better on County M, the main highway, than it is by driving on some side road. Given that, you've got these scratches that on the chest can't be explained. Some on your neck that you say may be from doing tree stand work.
No, I didn't say I was in tree stand work.
Well, you said possible trail riding.
No, I said this possibly could be.
This, okay.
The ones on my neck, I have no clue.
You have no, okay.
I said that.
Okay.
I said that.
Okay. And we work a lot of domestics, and those are very similar to a domestic dispute type
Okay.
situation.
Did we have any of my stuff on Barb?
Well, that's what we're checking, and that's the point I'm going to get to, if you
Okay.
give me a minute to explain what's going on.
Okay.
Okay, so the not emergency run, but somehow a very important run to replace a windshield when you have to prepare for this vacation for the weekend has to get done on a rainy morning on a Friday when she has to
That
get
was
to
even
work.
how we paid for our camping.
Okay,
That's all the reason that was.
okay. And in addition to that, you have your explanation of how you tried to revive her, right? Okay. And you put all that together, and because we look into this, like I explained earlier, the medical examiner says this very much looks like somebody killed her.
Really?
So when we get that information, we're going to proceed on that, right?
Right. Yep.
And part of that is if we were to tell everybody that was suspected or possibly suspected of killing someone, that we're going to search everything that they own, your phones,
Yep.
your home,
Yep.
car that was at the scene,
Yep.
they would get rid of the evidence, right? And one might say that in some ways somebody could have got rid of some of the evidence given the amount of time that went by.
What
Having said
do
that-
I have for evidence?
Okay, and that's what I'm getting to. At the house, they're doing a search warrant now.
Okay.
They found blood in this unattached garage, drops of blood
And where?
in the unattached garage.
That's okay. And that's great.
Where's it from?
A deer. There's absolutely no blood over there. You can
That's
run
not
the
good.
DNA.
Okay.
I'm perfect with that. I have absolutely no problem with that.
They're still
Okay.
searching the house. too.
That's
Realize
fine.
That's just one of the
Yep,
aspects.
that's just tell them if they can not to mess all the stuff up that we got for Barb for this weekend.
Okay.
I'm 100% okay with them going through everything. Just don't mess up. It's just pictures and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
Um, I'm 100% okay with everything else.
All right.
But just don't. We had a lot of time and effort in that.
Sure.
I don't want them to, but they can go
Okay.
through everything.
So
and-
we're gonna look at the car, and I think you agree too, and I think everybody with just some knowledge of flying objects realize that pipe's gonna penetrate substantially more.
Yeah,
So, given all those circumstances thus far, and the fact that we're gonna look at the car, you know, if that bulge in the windshield doesn't have your skin in there, that won't add up. So, you have this unique opportunity today to explain if something else happened and help us understand. We wanna help you.
I want to look at both you guys right now.
Okay. Otherwise, the evidence is gonna talk for
And
you.
let the evidence talk. Evidence can
It
talk
doesn't
all
say
it wants to. Evidence can talk all it wants to,
People
okay?
understand why you wouldn't want to, but
I did not hurt my wife at all. And you can check that blood in the garage, you can check whatever you want to check. I did not hurt my wife. Okay? You can check.
Who did?
I have no idea. The pipe that I'm sorry, but there's no, I was with her. I did not hurt my wife.
All these injuries happen.
I understand that, I understand
That pipe
that.
coming through that window.
There's no, I don't know how they could have. Honestly,
But you do know.
I don't know. And you're not gonna give me the snap? I'm not
I'm not
I'm
trying to snap. I'm not saying.
I'm not,
All I'm saying is that you know how it happened.
I'm very, I don't know what you'd call it, but I will not, I don't care how much somebody pushes me, I will not snap. Under no circumstances will I snap or
what do you mean by snap?
to just blow up and get outraged and.
We're not trying to get you outraged, we're trying to help you
I think you guys
explain.
are, because you don't realize, I'm without my wife,
You're not the first
and
person.
I understand you guys gotta do this.
Mm-hmm.
But I've told, and I know you gotta do it 2 or 3 times to try to get me to say something wrong. I'm not telling you guys anything that's not
We're just looking
legit.
for the truth.
And I'm giving you my truth. I'm giving you my truth.
Is that the truth?
That's the truth. How these injuries happened, I have no idea.
Would you come up with a different conclusion
Would I come up with?
You or us?
based on what I told you so far?
Well, if that's what you're looking at, yeah. I probably would.
What would that be?
But is there nothing, I mean, there's absolutely no way that, I mean, we did every scenario and I don't know how fast that truck was going. I told you guys that.
That doesn't-
I assumed, I don't know how,
We might expect something like that if there's a roller accident at high speed.
you know, but,
I've seen video of a pipe that got run over, went straight up in the air, and went through a police squad car's windshield sideways on an on-ramp at probably anywhere from 25 to 35 miles per hour. And it wasn't traveling anywhere, it just went straight up in the air, the car drove through, and that had enough, so that made it through sideways at that slow of a speed.
and it may have
It's
a
going through,
possibility.
according to you, it's going through this way, straight, at
And
90 to 120, depending on the speeds, miles per hour, if you put both the traveling speeds together.
yeah. Yeah,
It's not gonna stop.
I'm 100%.
The injuries on Barb are not consistent with the accident that occurred. They could not, those injuries did not happen in that accident.
Well,
They did not happen in that accident.
well,
They
there's.
did not happen in that accident. There's no way that those injuries, the totality of those injuries, happened with one blow and in that accident. They did not happen that way. There's no way, no how.
Well, what then, I'm telling you, what,
You're not telling us the whole truth.
yes, I am.
You're not.
I'm not, I
I
would,
wish you were. I know it's tough, and I'm not trying to get you riled up, but you're not telling us the truth. You're not.
If something else happened.
do the search
There's an
warrant,
explain,
do this, guys, I can't do anymore. I can't do any, I can't tell you anymore, I can't do anymore. You do the search warrant,
Did your son kill her?
hell no,
Did your daughter?
no.
Did anybody
My
else
kids
know?
love my wife. I was with her. I was in the car with her.
Was anybody else at your house?
No,
You said you called your mother-in-law at the house.
my son was home,
Your son was home till
but
then?
sleeping.
Okay.
He's home
So
Thursday night.
he was sleeping when you left?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And how close is the bedroom to, say, the kitchen area? I assume you use the kitchen area in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay. How close is the bedroom?
His bedroom's right below it.
Okay.
I was in the car with her. There's nobody that hurt her.
So your son would tell us that he was home
Yes.
that morning?
Yes.
Okay, and he would also tell us under oath that he didn't hear a disturbance or an argument?
He would have come up. We never argue. We never argue. It would be, we never argue. He'll tell you that, yeah. She has a bowel movement problem thing that she gets constipated and then gets diarrhea and back and forth.
Like Crohn's or?
No, I don't know what it's called, irritable bowel syndrome.
Okay.
And there'd be times when she'd get worked up about that.
Like angry?
No, that she'd have to, anytime like we went to Heydays on a big trip or a long trip,
Yep.
she'd get all nerved up and then she either wouldn't be able to go to the bathroom or she wouldn't be able to stop.
Okay.
But that, we've dealt with it for 25 years.
How about you? Okay,
And
how about you? Have you been sick?
I'm never sick.
Okay.
I
I just asked that because I don't know where I heard it, but that you had lost some weight.
I've been losing, yeah.
Okay.
I was up to 246 and my doctor wanted me to get down to 200 pounds.
Okay.
So,
That was
yeah.
on your doctor's advice.
Yep.
You've been.
But we got a
how have you been
membership.
doing that?
We got a membership at the gym in West Salem.
Okay.
And then we don't go in the summer, but in the fall, every night after work we go down and we go to the gym together.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all been planned to try to lose weight. I had an acid reflux problem, and he said losing weight would help it, and my family's got diabetes, so he said that would help me stay away from that.
Okay.
So it was a plan that Barb and I had worked on, and said, yeah, we want to go with, I want to get down.
Okay.
So that was all 100% planned. And either her or it's normally Barb that calls her mom on Friday morning or every morning
Okay.
before she goes to work. But
So who called her that morning?
I did because I had a well guy coming. She was having trouble with her well running, and I had a well guy coming.
Did anybody do work on it? Well.
Well, I don't know if he called me back or not. I had it set up with Les Abel.
Okay.
He had a job in Madera or somewhere. So I don't remember where he had his first job.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, he was going to call me and come out.
Okay. And you said her place is on your property?
We built our house on the home farm,
On the home farm. And where's your mother-in-law?
right down the hill from us, right below us.
And she had a well problem.
Well, we just remodeled her whole bathroom. We put her laundry room upstairs and stuff because she's
Okay.
84 and she can't go up and down the stairs anymore.
Okay.
So I just remodeled her whole bathroom, put the washer and dryer upstairs.
So you're pretty handy that way?
And yeah, I like doing that
Okay.
stuff.
You did remodel?
We flipped 5 or 6 houses in the last couple of years, Barb and I have.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Do you do all the work or?
no, we just do, like she does all the decorating and painting and stuff,
Okay.
and I'll do some of the demo, and if it's a small one, I'll do it, but if it's a big one, I hire it out.
Okay.
Just a little hobby that we do. I mean, we did one to pay for the kid's wedding, and we did this one to buy a camper.
Okay.
So just a little something
So do you contract with anyone else
as far as
as far as electrical or plumbing
Yeah.
or anything like that?
I have Rocky Lockington do all my framing.
Okay.
And,
What part do you do?
What's that?
What part do you do then if he doesn't?
I'll help with framing. If it's a new construction, I'll have him do all
Okay.
the framing and the siding and all that.
Who does electrical?
Well, Tim Tracy usually does, but I had Allied do this one. Allied Electric.
And how about plumbing?
My son-in-law,
Okay. What's his name?
Michael.
Like,
Michael Service.
okay. Okay. He's a plumber?
He's an apprentice plumber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And
Yeah.
so you, what kind of work had you done on, what was wrong with your mother-in-law's?
Well, I guess it was just she's got an old toilet downstairs, and I guess they found out Les didn't go with her her nephew came over, and I guess she's got an old toilet downstairs that I thought was unhooked, but that was the rubber thing that was leaking.
Okay,
So every now and then the pump would kick on for no reason.
gotcha.
About 10 years ago it did that, and we had to dig the whole yard up and replace the water line coming in.
Okay,
And I thought that maybe that's what it was again, because the ground is sinking a little bit around there.
okay.
So I thought maybe that's what it was again.
So who did that replacement?
That was Service, Cletus Service.
Okay,
I don't think he does it anymore. He was pretty old then.
related to Mike?
No,
Okay,
no. Cletus's kid Scott does it now, Scott Service.
okay,
He does the plumbing now.
okay,
But I've had Les Abel do a few jobs for me, septic wise. And so he had worked on Joyce's well before. And so
Okay.
he was gonna come out and look at it.
okay,
And he was just gonna call me when he was done with that other job and come out.
gotcha. What's your mother-in-law's name?
Joyce
Joyce.
Adams.
Okay.
She's
She pretty with it yet? She talks, normal conversations and...
yeah, but she's really she don't get out much anyway. She don't. If Barb and I didn't take her somewhere, she wouldn't go anywhere.
Okay. Did Barb visit her a lot? Or did she?
Oh yeah, we were down there every three probably. Well, we helped with the lawn, and I shoveled all the snow, and Barb did all our bills and that stuff.
Okay.
So she's pretty dependent on Barb. She was, and then me for the fix-it stuff and the snow and like that.
Mm-hmm. Did she have income?
Joyce?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She had her husband retired from the county, and she was just a telephone operator, so she didn't have much. She didn't have much money income, but the farm was paid for, and
Okay.
so
She doesn't pay rent or anything like that?
No.
Or?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Everything she's got is paid. She's got an older little Montana van, and she don't drive that anymore. She don't want to be on the road anymore. So
Okay.
if the whole family goes, then we take that van because it seats enough people.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we go down like on a Friday night, take her for fish or take her to church on Sunday, and that's about. We go for a lot of rides.
Okay.
When Barb's dad was around yet, every Sunday we had to go for a ride somewhere.
Okay.
And so we tried to kind of keep that tradition with Joyce, just to keep her mind off stuff, and she just sits in the house all day by herself.
Okay.
So
how are you doing financially?
excellent. Our house is almost paid off. It's a $350,000 house. It's almost, we owe $50,000 on it.
Okay.
Our payment's only $400 a month, and we owe on the car. We got, I think, $9,000 on the car, and that's all we got to pay for it.
No other debts?
No.
Okay.
And I make
If I can ask you what you make roughly?
$85,000.
Okay. And how about?
It'll be a little more now because I'm in the maintainer group, so it'll probably be closer to 90, 92. But
Okay.
so.
What was Barb making?
Oh,
Ballpark?
probably 15
Okay.
or 16.
And your other source of income were these house flips or?
Just our house flips we do.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't do them to get rich off them.
So you would actually buy a house?
Yeah,
How would you pay for it?
a loan through the bank.
Okay. And how long would it take you to flip one?
It depends. This last one took me a little bit longer. It took us probably 9 months. There was a brand new one we built.
Okay.
We've done a couple new ones and a couple flippers.
Use the same bank.
Yeah, Seven Bridges Bank up in Holman. I work with Todd up there, and been just phenomenal to work with. We have all our regular checking and banking and everything at the First Community Credit Union. We have, I think 3 checking accounts and 2 or 3 savings accounts there.
Okay.
And Barb takes care of all that. And then,
And you've never gotten any financial distress
no,
because the flip took too long, or
no. We've always been.
so it's been paid on time?
What's that?
The mortgages or loans have been paid on time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we've never had a problem with any of that.
Okay.
We'd always, to start it, we'd always, because Barb's mom has a lot of money in the bank just for her, in case something happens to her house or whatever.
Sure.
So, to start our projects, we'd go down there and get whatever we needed to start it with from her. And then we'd pay her back a little bit of interest, like $30,000 or $50,000 or like that. And then when the deal closed, then we'd pay her back with interest for using that money.
Okay. Gotcha. And you said you're both healthy?
Yeah.
Kids are healthy?
Very healthy, yep.
Okay.
Jessica's got a little bit of a depression problem. She got it from Barb, but
So what would depression look like in Barb?
she just get quiet.
Never got ornery and argumentative, or?
If the garage wasn't clean, she'd come home and say, that she'd have a list, can you do this, this, and this?
Okay.
But it wasn't nothing. I mean, I got a list. I see it on the refrigerator. I got a list.
The to-do list.
And there's only a couple things crossed off on it, just because we always did, instead of going here, we'd go there, do this or that. And,
Sure.
and they're big, our retaining wall up front needs to be replaced, and we were going to try and get that done. This fall, our roof needed to be fixed. We needed to finish the back half of our shingles. And that was on the list. I got that done because of all these rains we've been having. But she'd just get down and mopey and sit in the house before I got home, and then she'd write a bunch of stuff down as far as what's what.
Okay.
And say, oh, can we get these done? And
Yeah.
just put them on,
Okay.
But she never got logger or ornery or,
Sure.
she'd just get, mopey like that.
And the kids wouldn't have seen anything like that either.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they have.
How would they say your depression look like?
Just like I said, quiet,
Same?
mopey, have a
Okay.
list of stuff to
So
get
she
done.
wouldn't argue with them either,
Mm-mm.
or fight with them, or?
No, she'd argue a little bit with Jordan once in a while because he likes to flip snowmobiles and cars and stuff
Okay.
between the school stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and she wanted him to concentrate on the school loan instead of doing this other stuff.
Sure.
So, and it was just kind of a way for him to, get away from school for a little bit, and he enjoyed doing it. It didn't hurt, and she'd be fine with it. Just if she was in one of her little moods, well, then she'd sit down and talk to him about, that's what you should be doing instead of that, and
Mm-hmm.
but nothing ever. No, neither one of our kids ever. When Jessica was in high school, we had a pretty good spat with her. She was mad at us, and we didn't agree with one of the boys that she was wanting to go out with, and we had a whole spat there, and got a little nasty. She got a little nasty, but
Nasty.
Barb just blew it off, and
Were the police called, or?
no, we never got that nasty.
Okay.
It was just, she was mad because we wouldn't let her date this kid, and she was old enough, and yada yada, and it
So was it a shouting match, or?
yeah, this
Didn't
kind
get
of,
physical?
no, never, we've never, none of our families ever gotten physical. We've had very, very, very few shouting matches, especially now that they're out of high school.
Sure.
We've got a phenomenal knit. I mean, everybody just, we go to the apple orchard every year. We go,
Was it just the two of you, or do you have another couple that are friends with you, or?
well, we have a bunch of different friends, but mainly it was just Barb and I that would do stuff.
Okay. Who's your closest friends?
Well, we got several of them, Tammy and Jeff Larson,
I mean, how do you know them?
just friends.
Okay.
Their kids went to school with our kids,
Okay,
and we've got to know them good that way.
sure.
And then Paulie and Kara Jonas are some more good friends. We used to camp with them a lot. We went on trips to Michigan and all over with them, with the campers.
Colin?
What's that?
Colin and Karen Jones?
Paul.
Paul.
Paul and Kara.
Okay.
And then Rob and Ruthie Olson.
Okay.
Who would you consider your best friend?
My best friend, Jordan.
Who do you think who was Barb's best friend?
Probably Janella Serrara.
Who's she?
Just she grew up with her.
Okay. Been friends since they were kids?
Yeah. We'd go out there fish. She was always our third wheel, we called her. She never got married, never. She was heavier set. When Barb first met her in school, I remember Barb telling me this. Janella come in and everybody started picking on her. And Barb was always the one that would go for those kind of people. And she said she stuck up for her, and she said ever since then they've been friends. She said through everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what it is, a birthday, anniversary, Janella will not miss a card for us.
Oh, yeah.
It's
nice.
She was in our wedding. She's probably that, and then Tina McCoy is probably another one, but Tina lost her daughter 8 years ago. Or no, it's been longer than 8 years ago. So she's probably not quite as close as Janella is to Barb.
Okay.
But probably Janella is her best friend. Jordan and I, when he's back, when he's home, if I'm not with Barb, I'm with him.
Anybody hang out with at work?
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh God, there's a bunch. I mean,
Just at work or outside work? Or?
outside work and at work.
Okay.
I hang around with Keith Wacky, Barry Christensen, Scott Turgerson. There's, we would, Barb and I would, it was us two, and then if someone else wanted to do something with us, we were fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise we did everything with us, her and I.
Okay.
Whether it was going to get ice cream or just going for a drive or just whatever it was. We'd go up to Toma to all the little craft shops on the main drag. We'd go up there to all of them. But
Sounds like pretty close.
we were very close.
On Friday, was Barb planning on going back home to change after you got done with where you were going?
Yes.
She was going to change?
Yep, she was going back home. We weren't planning on going up till later.
No. Before work. When you're going to...
No, she was ready to go to work.
She was ready to go to work?
Yep.
And that's what she would normally wear?
Yep.
Because it sounds like they normally would wear jeans on Fridays. And they'll kind of match their outfit.
What did she have on? She was ready to work. She was ready to go to work. She had her work clothes and she was dressed to go to work.
Because normally they wear jeans. The food staff wears jeans on Fridays. And some type of a matching shirt that they'd pick out. She wasn't in that. She didn't have that on.
Well, she dresses herself, so I don't know. I can't tell you that.
I'm just
She
telling you,
right.
normal.
Another strike against me, but
I'm just.
Right, I'm just telling you that she's because half the time she had to pick my clothes out for me. That I couldn't match.
You're a guy.
So she's
No problems with any bills or anything like that?
None.
None?
No.
Sounds like there's a lot of bills, unopened bills at the house.
Well, we just closed on a house that I have to pay.
Okay.
That's from all the house bills.
They also found blood in the attached garage.
Okay.
It sounds like you keep a pretty tidy house. Is there any explanation on what that would be?
She just cleaned it, I don't know. She just, when there was, she had when there's still a bunch of it there, we took some of it to the dump Saturday, but,
You were there helping her clean though, right?
no,
No, you
I was
weren't.
not.
Okay.
She had everything all stacked, and, I can't remember if she even sent me a text saying she's got a bunch of stuff to go or not. But she had a whole bunch of stuff stacked in the middle of the garage. She cleaned everything. She tore everything apart, cleaned everything. So I don't know I don't know if it's from, if she got cut there, I don't know what that is. I know for a fact that she's never over, unless she comes over to help me clean the detached garage, she's never in that. We got our.
Yeah, no, they found some there, then they just found some in the attached
Okay.
garage.
And like I say, I don't know what that's, if it's the same stuff that's in the other garage, or if it's from her, or what. I don't know what to tell you with that. I don't have an answer for that.
We come back to the spot of these injuries on Barbara that are not consistent with the accident.
And there's no possible way that,
Not with the different levels of injury, the different planes is what they call them. They refer to them as different planes. So there's no explanation whatsoever.
That
Different injuries.
that pipe didn't come from your house, did it?
no.
Because I can show you here. It's down to the crime lab. You know what DNA is, right?
Yep.
So I just want to make sure that nobody else from the house has their DNA on that pipe. Is there any reason it would be?
What's this mean? Well, I don't see how it.
That's just an evidence sheet that shows that the pipe is down to the crime lab.
Right.
This is the pipe that was through the windshield.
Okay.
It went to the crime lab for analysis.
Okay.
It's a metal pipe.
Yeah.
So it's down there now.
Okay.
What he's asking you is about that pipe wasn't at your house ever.
No.
So nobody else in the family's DNA will be on that pipe.
No.
Not like there's a pipe that was
No.
in the garage.
No.
It was
No.
alongside the,
No.
nothing like that.
No.
Out in the whole, the
No.
outbuilding,
I've got some
detached garage.
I've got some over by I got outdoor boiler,
Mhm.
and I've got a poker rod and a pipe that I use for that.
What kind of pipe is that?
It's just a little piece of, like that pipe for a chain link fence. It's
Like
like that.
aluminum pipe?
No, it's like a galvanized, like a thin galvanized.
Okay.
And then I got a blue poker that I poke.
Was it like this pipe?
I don't know what this pipe. I
Pipe
honestly
that was through the windshield?
I don't honestly remember what that pipe looked like. I honestly don't remember what that pipe. This is like it's just real thin. It's probably this long, maybe. I keep it behind the furnace I got a blue poker there. Now I usually have a fence post there. So if I can't get rid of them two, I get to the back of the furnace with a fence post. There's absolutely, I have nothing to worry about with that. Nope,
Nothing to worry about with that?
with that pipe.
Okay.
Different pipe.
What's that?
It's kind of strange how you said that.
With that?
With that pipe, I have nothing to, there's no, there would be nothing found in that pipe from anybody in my family. That pipe has never been around.
Help me to understand the injuries to the back of her head.
I don't, how,
They're significant. Very significant. Todd, I think you're trying not to you're trying not to let it go, but we're coming to the point where it's not, there's no explanations for it. You can't, the injuries that were on Barb did not occur from that accident, from a pipe going through your windshield, from you taking her out of the car, or you performing CPR on her. They didn't occur at that time. The injuries to Barb were done prior to that accident.
I know.
They are.
Well, I was with her.
I know.
I was with her, and I would not and will not hurt my wife. I'm gonna.
How do all those different
I don't know how to do it. We have to,
separate planes of her body?
We have
from what you're explaining to us, it doesn't jive. It's not the mechanism of. It's not the cause of injury. It's not the mechanism of injury. Those injuries were caused elsewhere.
Well, we're gonna have to try to find something else or figure something out. I don't know what.
What is it that concerns you for not telling us? You know, your recollection of it is pretty vague and not very detailed.
Have you ever been in?
I understand it was traumatic.
And have you ever been? How would I say this? Have you ever? Until you've had and I've been in accidents before, nothing major, but I've been in accidents before, and your mind starts going 500 miles an hour, and when you until you've been in something like this where this happens, you and I know you guys talk to people every day and deal with people every day with this, but there's, I mean, if I could remember it scene to scene, second to second, I would explain it to you how it happened, but I don't know exactly what I'm telling you the best that I can remember. I'm telling, and you can shake your head at me.
I don't think you're not giving us the whole.
I'm giving you my story. I have absolutely zero reason to hurt my wife. Zero reason at all, and especially like this. What?
We're not saying that you intended for it to turn out this way.
So what would I intend it to do?
Well, something may have happened where the two of you got into, like I said, everybody gets in an argument, that you got into some kind of argument, got out of control.
You can ask.
You got out of control, and maybe
you can
she
ask,
got after you first
even.
even.
I understand, I'm telling you.
You can ask everybody, but you were there.
I understand that, but you can ask anybody you want to that has been around with us for our entire lives. And you can ask them if we've ever got into a heated argument or I've ever raised my voice with her.
We're not saying that's a normal thing that you would have done. We're just saying that there's something that happened here. It's out of the ordinary. It's out of your character. But it happened, and that's what we're trying to get to, because what we're seeing doesn't happen. It didn't happen that way. So something out of your character happened in the middle of all this, that some of this occurred. Something happened that you know that happened. You know what happened. You know exactly what happened, Todd.
I don't.
And you have to step up and think about your kids, your grandkids, all that. That you're not going to have any clue of what's. You need to step forward, be the man, the God-fearing man that you are, and let us know how this happened.
We don't need to bring God into
how this happened. You brought God in. You said you were a God-fearing man.
I'm just telling
you
us
how this happened so we can explain it, so we can help you out. That's the problem. We don't. Right now, we got. There's an explanation for everything.
I understand.
And we understand that. We deal with it all the time.
And we have to find.
Yes. And why we're here talking to you is because we have to find that, because you have that explanation for us.
And
you do, Todd.
I'm telling you, I have nothing else.
You have it up there. It's up there.
It's I don't,
This happened to married couples all the time that would appear out in amongst their friends to be a perfectly married couple, and bad things happen all the time. And they don't, and I could bet that 99% of those guys would have never believed that it could have come to that it never could have happened that way. That they weren't even capable of it, and they just got into a rage and couldn't stop what was happening.
well, why would I have a pipe? Why would I mean?
Well, you know, we just had a little conversation. What are the odds, first of all, to come down a road that isn't heavily traveled and to have a pipe come through your windshield?
But that road's heavily traveled in the mornings and evenings.
Well, not like an interstate or a U.S. highway. So there aren't regular
Right.
vehicles, and of all those vehicles, very few of them are going to be carrying a pipe. Even fewer of them are going to have the pipe come loose. Even less odds that it's going to land where it did, in the manner it did, and then sustain the injuries that she had. And in addition to that, what are the odds that that would happen to a guy that changes windshields? I mean, what do you suppose those odds are? 1 in a trillion, if at all?
Astronomical.
But there's that
So,
one.
but you asked me
The
about
totality,
you asked me about the pipe. You know, that explains how the pipe might have got there.
What do you mean?
The guy that knows windshields and
Oh gosh, you guys. I mean, no. There's absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way that if I was going to hurt my wife, I would have done it like this. Absolutely no way.
oh, I'm saying you shoved the pipe through and hit her. I'm saying
What?
somewhere along the road you got in an argument.
or
The
the
two of
house
you,
prior, you got an argument.
No, we didn't. We did not get in an
and
argument.
it came to blows. It got out of control, and
We did not.
you thought she was dead.
We did not get in an argument. Absolutely no way. No way did we get in an argument.
How did the bone in her throat get broken?
I don't know how much force can that take. I don't know.
How did her nose get broken?
I don't know that either.
How did she get damage to her lips?
I don't know all this stuff,
How did
guys.
she get in the forehead?
How did
How
I
did she have
mean?
massive wounds to the back of her head?
Where did we? I mean, can she?
No.
Well, I mean, there's
No.
got to be a.
They weren't, that's not, no, if her dropping her head, no, that didn't cause those injuries. Those injuries were caused elsewhere and not in the car.
Well,
They
they
were
weren't.
massive injuries.
They weren't caused outside the car.
Where were they caused? How did you guys tell us that?
I can't tell you that. I'm telling you, I can't tell you that.
You could tell us that
No,
if
I
you don't want
can't.
to.
I do not have an answer for that.
Because they weren't there. And the accident did not cause those. And you know they didn't. You can sit here, you know that those injuries, all those injuries did not happen in that car. And you know it.
I'm not going to argue with you guys.
I'm not trying to argue there. I'm just saying, you know that happened.
And
You know that those injuries were not consistent with that type of an accident injury. No way. No how. Didn't happen.
Well,
We need you to explain to us how.
I can't explain it to you again.
How did you get the injuries on your hand?
From the windshield.
Okay, explain that, how you did that. What did you do to the windshield that caused those cuts?
I lunged out for the pipe, I think.
Okay, and how did your hands get cut by lunging out for the pipe?
I pushed him through the windshield.
You pushed it
Or
through the windshield.
not through it, but into it.
Okay. All right. How did the blood get on the outside of the windshield?
I suppose when I pulled the pipe out.
No,
What would it be then?
I don't know. It's not that way. Blood would be on the inside of the windshield if you pulled it out, but not on the outside of the windshield.
How would it have been on the outside?
Because the pipe's not bloody.
So if it's on the windshield, how can it not be?
You tell me.
I don't know. I don't know how to tell you. What I'm telling you is what I know and what I can tell you.
They're doing search warrants on the phones and the computers,
Okay,
just so you're aware of that.
that's perfectly fine.
Okay. Including your wife's phone.
Okay,
For any phone calls, text messages, anything at all like that, you can do a whole download of it, same as yours.
yeah.
All those things are going to be on there. Are we going to find any evidence of any type of a dispute, argument,
You can, I wish you the best with that.
money problems?
Absolutely zero money problems.
uh,
The only money problems we have is we just
significant-
closed on this house.
Somebody having a significant other, anything like that?
Who,
Like a boyfriend, girlfriend?
Oh, gosh,
anything like
no.
that? We're not going to find anything, any of that?
Never,
Computer?
nope, you can look all you
We're
want.
not going to find any financial issues that you told us. You said you're pretty much good. There's no financial issues that you guys have right now at all?
Nope.
Everything's paid up to
Well,
what it
I
should
just-
be? There's no lull in any of the accounts, the bills that you have right now? They're not falling behind in arrears by any way, shape, or form?
The only thing I have is, like I told you, I have 2 credit cards from the house I built.
You have life insurance, but there's no life insurance on Barb?
I think there's a little policy.
When was that?
I have to
A while ago?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's been a long time.
Long time.
We set it up that, because I was the money man, and if anything ever happened to me, she wouldn't be able to make it to live on her own.
Mhm.
So I set it up with me, 2 big policies.
Okay.
And I don't know, I think we had a little one or something on her, just because the lady said you should have something on her. But we didn't have much at all on her. Just because of the fact that I was the one that, if something happened to me, I wanted to make sure she was taken care of.
And you said you had 2 credit cards? Those are all
Yeah.
up to date?
No.
Nothing in the rears there? Or-
No, there's 2 of them that are from that house.
How much is owed?
It's only like 4,000 or 5,000 on one and 3,000 on the other, I think.
And that was all from buying supplies for the house that you flipped?
Yeah,
And you sold the house?
we just sold it. We just closed on it here. We just finally got everything taken care of and switched over.
Okay, is this the one you built?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you'd be, what was the $4,000 and $5,000 credit card bill for? Well, you said that's for working on the house.
I put stuff on there so we can get the points for the reward points.
Okay, so you didn't take out a loan?
Yeah, we went over the loan.
You went over the loan?
We had to do some stuff extra on the
What was the
house.
loan for? How much did you take the loan out for?
300, 290. I think it was 290.
She took a loan for $290,000. Okay.
I think that's what it was. I'm not exactly sure what it exactly was.
How much did it cost you to build it?
I don't remember. It was right around 290, something like that. 280, 290.
It cost you $290 to
We
build
don't.
$300,000.
Let me tell you this. When we build a house, we do it as a hobby together, and we don't do it to get rich off it. We make a look like this one I bought a camper with. We bought the camper right when we started the house.
You used the money from the loan to buy the camper?
Yeah, part of just a part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what we do is we try to find something, or we put it on the house. Our goal is to get the house paid off.
Okay. How
Um,
much was your camper?
$6,500.
Why would you put that on your credit card to get the points?
Because it's a recreational thing. And we wouldn't have paid it off. You can't buy a camper with a credit card. It was a private party.
You can take out, okay.
So we just, that's how we did it. That's how we always did it. That's how we always did it.
So you took out a loan for
I can't remember. We sold the house for $309.
okay.
And
You took the loan out for what? How long did it take you to build this house?
Well, this one took a while because we were going to maybe move into it.
What's a while?
Said 9 months.
Okay. So 9 months ago you took out a loan from the bank for?
I can't remember if it was 280 or 2. I can't remember exactly what it was. I can't remember what exactly it was.
Okay. So you don't know what you cleared in profit then?
No. Because we buried the camper into it. We try to base it on, okay, we wanna do this with this, or this with this.
When did you close on the house?
3 weeks ago.
Okay, so everything's done except for.
Yeah. Yep.
You don't know how much you made?
Well,
Minus 6,500?
we didn't make much. I mean, we probably only made,
We're on the side of this probably.
I don't remember.
I just want to make sure everything's, your bills and finances are all in
We've
order.
never had a problem with bills. I lost my job.
How far back, your credit cards are in arrears, how far back are they in arrears?
Well, I got the money in the bank to put them off now.
I understand that.
Um,
How far in arrears are they now?
what do you mean, how far behind?
Yeah.
Maybe a payment.
Just one?
Yeah, they're not way back.
Okay.
No. And if you look at the history on them too, they're always like that with those two.
Collection agency hasn't called you
Nothing
for
real?
anything?
No,
No bankruptcies?
no, we've never. I lost my job back in, boy, that was in the 90s, and even after that, I still picked up and got, kept all their bills paid and made go with. I had 2 other people that hired me on right away, so it wasn't it didn't affect us much at all.
How much are you in debt right now? How much in unpaid bills would you estimate you have right now?
With everything,
Yeah.
I have maybe 150,000.
Okay, that's included in the house and
Everything.
so
Who paid those bills? You or Barb?
Barb.
Okay, so she pretty much took care of the finances?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we were gonna be short or something, she would call and say, we gotta do this, we gotta do that.
Was there any arguments about her spending or your spending?
She knew what the finances were, and if she needed to buy something or wanted to buy something, she'd say, like her hair, every so many weeks she went and got her hair done, and she'd always say, I'm getting my hair done this week, so, the check's gonna be a bigger check, if it's not, take a day of overtime, and we didn't like to run short each week. We tried to go off each check if we could, because some weeks I get a smaller check, and then every other month I get a 3-day paycheck. Because of how my schedule works, I'm on 4, off 4. So every other month I get a 3-day paycheck. So, but now I just got promoted at work, so
every other week you get 3-day pay or every month?
other month.
Every month.
Did I say a week? Sorry.
I don't know if you said, I don't know if you said that or not. Are there weeks that you get the 5-day paycheck then?
No. It's 3 and 4. So, and I just got, it maybe, I don't know, 6 months ago I finally progressed into my job to where now I can get, I'm making the big money.
Oh, yeah.
So, and she was pretty happy. She's paying down on the house and everything else, so everything was going good that way.
Okay. And you haven't coming into any money? Inheritances
No.
or anything like that?
Nope. We keep telling, she kept telling her mom to disperse some of her money just to like her and her brother, so that if she needed it come down the line, she'd have it longer than trying to hold it there.
Okay.
So, but her mom's from the old school. She can't. I mean, she don't want to change nothing or do nothing.
Okay.
You don't know how those scratches got on your body?
No. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
In Madison, they took samples from underneath Barb's fingernails.
Okay.
So you know that.
Okay.
And those are going to go for analysis.
Okay. And that's perfectly fine.
Okay. And if those come back and it says that those are skin samples from you, how is that going to be explained? That's what they're going to come back as.
I don't know. I mean, you tell me this stuff now, and then I try to come up with a scenario, and it's going to sound like I'm just pulling straws out. I don't.
There's an incident that happened.
And I want to solve this as well as you do.
You can.
And I'm telling you.
You can solve this for us.
I'm telling you. I do not know how everything happened, but I can tell you I did not.
What is going to happen when those samples from underneath her fingernails come back and it's your skin samples? Tell me that.
And I don't know, okay?
You got scratches here, you show the pictures.
I see them.
You got scratch across your chest. That's going to scratch across that with the fingernails, going to take countless numbers of skin samples, skin cells. These across here have got countless numbers of skin cells. They're linear in nature. They're not like something. Okay, that's.
How could that be through my shirt? Could it?
You didn't have your shirt on when it occurred.
Oh, come on, serious?
I don't.
Man, I'm getting a little bit nervous here
I'm
now.
telling you. Well, look at that. That's.
Should I have somebody in here to help me, or?
I'm just asking how.
Just ask me this: should I have somebody in here to help me?
That's for you to decide.
I don't think I need anybody, but
Then it's your decision. I want trying to get explanations on this.
And
That's an injury that occurred that you have no explanation for.
Exactly.
And put it all together. You got to look at our.
I understand.
The totality of everything that we've
Yes.
uncovered in this.
Yes.
And there's so much far-fetched.
Right.
There's things that are not.
Yep.
Can't happen here. It didn't happen like that.
Yep.
It didn't. All these things we're putting together. We don't have an explanation for that.
And
We've got samples. We're going to have skin samples underneath Barbara's nails. I'd be willing to bet that you.
And could it be?
Because she gave you a hug?
No. Come on, guys, let's be real, okay?
I'm
That's
trying
my
to-
wife we're talking about.
I know. I want to. We want the truth.
I'm trying to give you the truth. I'm giving you everything
trying
I
to.
can tell you. I wish I could tell you. I'm telling you.
So we're going to have skin samples underneath her nails.
Okay.
Be willing to bet that.
Okay. And could it be when I lunged over to her side of the car? Could it be? I'm just asking. Could it be from then? Because I don't
Tell me
remember.
how that happened. Tell me.
I don't know. I mean, I lunged onto the. I don't know.
Lunging across is how is that?
Could she have reached out for me? Could she have reached out for me? And
So you're saying that she would have reached out and scratched you in the neck?
I don't know. That's what I'm not saying.
Okay.
I'm just asking you, could that be a possibility of what that would be? Because I told you I didn't have them going into the accident. I told you that.
Okay.
Not lying there. I did not have those going into the accident. I told you that. I'm trying to figure out how I could have got them. Is what I'm trying to figure out. What scenario could have got me them? Could she? And I don't.
You're grasping at straws.
I'm not. And that's what I told you you're going to tell me I was doing. I'm
You
not.
kind of are.
Come on, buddy. Let's be realistic here.
I'm trying to be realistic with you.
And I told you that's what you're going to say, and that's why I'm not going to say
I'm
that.
not.
I can't, buddy. I mean,
You're trying to, when this happened, did this happen? Well, yeah.
Okay.
So the same questions that everybody else could be wanting answers for.
I understand that. So who do I have to help me to? I mean, I don't want.
We're here to help you.
I
We're here to
understand
help you
that,
explain.
but I just told you that I was giving you a scenario as to what maybe could have happened. And I was telling you that I don't want you to say that, and then you come and say, oh, you're grasping at straws.
That's what you were, and you know that too.
I'm trying to make this scene go together as well as you guys are.
How about the fact when you had your hands around her neck, that she was grasping and scratching your neck? She scratched your chest when you had that argument at home, before you got in the car, or when you were in the car.
We did not have, I did not put my...
Am I grasping at straws now, or does that sound more like it could be a more probable explanation?
No, it doesn't.
No?
No.
She's got 3 deep cuts in the back of her head and a broken skull back there.
Shattered
All the
skull.
way
From where? From how?
impact from the back. Multiple.
From what? What? I don't get it.
From somebody hitting her with an object, slamming her head against the garage floor.
Well, we'll see what that comes back at.
I'm just trying to help you explain it.
I understand.
We want the answers as much as you have them.
I understand that.
The injuries to the back of the head, the injuries to the neck, the injuries to the leg, the injuries to the mouth, the injuries on her body are not consistent. Did not happen in the manner in which you are telling us. There's too many planes of injury. And the doctors look at it and say, doctors, no way. Tell us how it happened. This is how they do, when they go do examinations like this, tell us the mechanism of injury. So we tell them the mechanism of injury as you told us the mechanism of injury happened. They go on, they do everything. They said there's absolutely not, did not happen. No way it could have happened. There's too many planes of injury that it occurred on. This was something that was much different than that explanation. She didn't bang her head anywhere or anything like that. No. There is injuries to the back of her head. There are injuries to the front of her head, this side of her head. Injuries to her neck. Those are all things that could not have happened with a pipe coming through the windshield. And that pipe going through the windshield would have kept right on going through the windshield and through the back of the car. And would have been sticking out of the window. So you got a pipe, I told you I saw the video of the pipe that came through sideways at 35 miles per hour coming onto an on-ramp that went completely through, sideways through a windshield. This is a 53-inch pipe that weighs, I don't know exactly what the weight is, but it's not light by any means. You're saying you can't remember pulling it out of the windshield. I don't think somebody could have pulled it out of a windshield with one hand.
I think when your adrenaline is going, I think you can do a lot of stuff.
That is true. It's very true. But she's already leaned forward out of the car, coming out of the car, so the pipe's really not in the way, according to, you can't remember exactly where it is, but if she's already falling out of the car, the pipe's not really impeding her to get her out of the car. Because when the door opened the door, she was coming towards you. So that pipe's, according to you, when she's falling forward, is really not a factor in being in the way. The door is coming close because you're sitting at an angle. That makes sense, but you're standing there. That doesn't make much sense.
So
Pipe goes through the glass, hits her once in the head, and we're not even having this conversation.
So when will they be done with that at my house?
I don't know. I just want...
We've been talking to you, so we don't have that.
What's that?
I said we've been talking to
We're
you, so
not
we don't
there,
have
so we
that.
can't tell you what they got to do or what they have left or whatever else we have. But we want to try to explain the multiple injuries that occurred to Barbara. And we're not at that stage yet. We're still... And the only person that's going to be able to tell us that is going to be you. firmly convinced that, well, I know that the injuries, all those injuries didn't happen as you said them, and you know that too.
She didn't have them when she left the house.
You know that too.
She didn't have them when she left the house.
Okay, and at what point did she get them?
It had to be there.
It wasn't there. You know that. It can't happen.
What?
It can't happen.
I can understand that. We can see it can't happen, but
These doctors are very, very good. The doctor in Madison is a fantastic forensic pathologist. There's no way those injuries are caused as your explanation. It didn't happen in the house. They happened someplace other than at a pipe hitting her in the head. They happened someplace else. The broken bone in the throat. There's marks and bruising around her neck. How do you explain that? There's bruising that goes from here and here, and there's all kinds of petechia right in here.
I told you I didn't know how I got her out of the car.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
that's not, if you grabbed her, that's not gonna be enough force to do it. It's gonna take a force it's gonna take an extended force to cause the petechia around the injury there. To break the bone in her throat, it's gonna take a steady force. It wasn't by you pulling her out of the car and not nicely or however you put it. That's not, it's not consistent. We know it's not consistent with this, what you're telling us. It's not. And I think you can see that it's not. There's no possible way that all those injuries on those different planes of her body, different planes of her upper body, could have occurred by that one. You can't, I mean, explain 3 large gashes in the back of the head with a cracked skull. Or a pipe coming through the windshield. Nope. It didn't happen. Broken nose. If it would have been the pipe hit her in the nose, it would have cut her nose, her nose isn't cut, it's broken. The bruising through her lips, like they're pressed onto her teeth some way, either with a punch or another way. I mean, multiple ways that can happen. It's not going to happen with a mug. Not with that, because it's consistent around. It's not. The cut on her forehead. You know it's not how it happened.
I'm not going to tell you. I can't tell you again.
You can tell me.
I'm telling you guys what I know.
You're not telling us all the truth.
I'm telling you all the truth.
All we need is you to tell us the truth.
I understand that.
Tell us what happened. Tell us how this occurred.
I told you what I can tell you. I mean, let's wait for them to come back and see what they find.
I don't think you told us what you...
Let's let them come back. You're going to see that they're not going to find anything.
You have a lot of reasons for sticking to your story, I understand that.
But tell me what reason I would have to do this to my wife. That's what I don't understand.
Something popped up, a jealousy rage, okay, the story that when we deal with these kind of things, there's all kinds of things that we see that become problems between the married couple. You know what they are. There's all kinds of things. And to get through to all the different things that we're going through, we're gonna find things, if we're gonna, we're gonna go through everything.
Yep.
Phones, computers, everything we can, everything, her phone, photographs, talk to her friends, talk to your friends,
yep.
And that's, like you said, we got great friends, you got all
yep.
kinds of,
and
never seen anything.
And I encourage you guys to go through all
We're going to do everything.
I understand that, and I'm not going to hide one thing from you guys. If there's anything that...
I think, in my opinion, that you're hiding one thing, and that's how all these injuries happened.
No.
This story doesn't add up, and you know it doesn't.
I know it doesn't add up.
You know it doesn't add up, right?
And there are some things that I can't explain.
You know that this story about the pipe going through the windshield doesn't add up.
I'm not. That is what happened to my wife.
You know that all those, the pipe went through, but you know that didn't.
I did not do them to my wife.
Tell me how. Tell me. Give me something that.
I was with my wife that whole morning. I got up with her at 6:30.
I believe you were.
And I did.
I believe you were. But you
I
were
did
the whole
not
time.
do any of that to my wife.
How did all these injuries occur? It didn't happen this way. Those doctors are incredible at what they do, and they know it didn't happen with the pipe. Something happened, Todd. We gotta get through that barrier and explain how some of these things happen prior to, whether it was prior to leaving the house or in the car or when. You know, you said it didn't happen at the house. Okay, well, it happened someplace and it didn't happen. It didn't happen right there or there. That is not where that occurred. It occurred someplace else. You tell us where that was, because it's not that. You know it. You're certain that it didn't. You know for a fact that that did not happen by a pipe coming through the window. You know that. You're agreeing with me. You're shaking your head.
I'm agreeing with you that I've told you everything
And it didn't
that I
happen.
know.
It
And I
didn't
did
happen.
not do anything
Didn't
to hurt my
happen.
wife at all.
How did the injuries occur?
I have no idea.
You do.
Did something happen accidentally?
No,
Something you didn't,
this right here, this
or
accident,
this?
The accident happened?
nothing, there's absolutely nothing self-inflicted or, absolutely not. You can-
Nothing that you did that you didn't really intend to do?
No, absolutely not. I would not, never have, I mean, why would you want a main road?
Do you know what terminal velocity is?
No.
Terminal velocity is the rate at which things fall. Mass times drag times gravity. So if I have this
No,
and it's sitting here and it drops, that was the terminal velocity. You can calculate that. So a pipe weighing what it was with very little drag, because it's aerodynamic, so it's not drag to it, is being affected by gravity at a certain rate. So you get mass and you can determine that. So if you're talking, even if you're talking, it's raised up from the flatbed of a truck and it comes off, rolls off, comes off, it's gonna, the rate of that speed is accelerated as gravity hits it, and it accelerates as it goes to the ground. So you're saying it's a flatbed truck, don't know how high it is, it's gonna roll off, and it's gonna roll off the truck here, and it's gonna go, it's not gonna roll off and go that way, the wind. It's gonna roll off and go that way. As you're coming by, that pipe, in your explanation, then rolls off, flies to the side, goes all the way to the opposite side of your vehicle, and goes through the windshield. And that's, with the laws of physics, is impossible.
I can show you right here, nothing's impossible anymore.
Where?
This accident right here that we're dealing with.
I'm saying that the accident, that pipe, as it rolls off, is going to roll and drop straight down. It's not going to continue on going that way. It's a flat road. So the theory of one, that we know that the injuries weren't caused, all those injuries weren't caused by a pipe coming through. You can take that off the board. The fact that the laws of physics prevent that pipe from flying across your car because of the terminal velocity is such a thing that it can't happen. So that's 2 in that.
Have they ever, I mean, can we do that? Can we put a piece of pipe on it?
We already realized that there's no bump in the road. You know what the terminal velocity, the velocity of that going down a road is not going to cause.
Right.
It's not going to cause.
It wouldn't have necessarily been a bump.
It's not going to, if it rolled off or bump, there's no bump. If it rolled off, the terminal, it's not going to sail. The drag within a pipe that heavy, there's not going to be much drag. It's a circular pipe. Okay, it's not going to sail. It's not going to, you know, it's like people that think that they can jump. It's people that think they're going to jump from like a 3rd-story level and they can make it to the pool. Well, they don't realize that's, so they're going to jump and they realize, oh, that's 25 feet, but I should be able to fly as an angle. That's not how. That's how college kids die at spring break, because they jump and they go out and they stop and they go
Get down.
with force. This is rolling. There's not any force. Not any. I mean, even take a little bit of speed with it, but you're not going to take much speed. It's going to go straight down. That's how those things happen. That pipe is not going to sail all the way across your vehicle. You said it came off there and it's coming right at you. That's 2 things that we have questions about now, right? You're following me along with it, right?
I am.
The injuries,
Yep.
not consistent with the pipe. The fact that a pipe went through, with the physics say that that's not going to happen also. You're driving on the morning, you're going to go up north camping.
And we do that all the time, so you can't use that scenario.
Okay.
You can ask any of my kids. I'm a last minute.
You didn't finish what I didn't finish. You didn't let me finish it.
Okay, sorry.
So you're a last minute procrastinator packer. That's fine. So now after a month of not talking to a guy that said he had a windshield for you to fix, which he disputes. He doesn't corroborate that with your story. You're going to go driving on a morning that your wife's got to be at school by 8:30. You're going to drive somewhere, unknown location, to find a Ford pickup truck that should have the keys in it, and pick that up and drive it back to your house to fix after a month of not having any contact with this person. After you went up looking for it the night before, up through Holman, but you didn't stop at his house because he said he wasn't home. How did you know he wasn't home?
He works nights.
Okay. He was working nights that night?
Well, I think unless he went back to it. He gave up maintainer now, so maybe he went back to another
I think he
crew.
was on vacation.
So
His first day back was
he
Tuesday.
he gave up maintainer, so I don't know if it was vacation or if it was a transaction.
So it wasn't working nights, but you didn't know that.
So I wasn't sure.
You didn't know that. She didn't know if he was home or not.
I wasn't sure.
No. But you didn't stop by after going to look for this truck that he wants you to fix the windshield on. Driving up through Holman, you didn't bother to go up to his house to ask him maybe where it was or anything like that. You were just going to, on your own, willy-nilly drive around Holman.
And we take drives all the time.
Absolutely, people take drives all the time, but you're telling us that you're going there to pick up this pickup truck so you can change it because your wife's been on you about the windshield that's in the garage. That's 3 now, right? Okay, three things that were.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you count that one because he disputes the fact that you can do any work for him at all.
Okay.
The only work you're going to do has been May.
Okay.
Those other buddies.
Okay.
And this is a 250. What's a 250? An F250. What are those called?
Super duty.
Okay. So you're going to do this work on this buddy, but you're not going to call him. You're going to go and it's Friday morning. You used to go to the top of Shufflebine Hill and see if you see a pickup truck in somebody's driveway. A Ford F-250 pickup truck in somebody's driveway. If you didn't, you're just going to take your wife back to... Your wife is not wearing jeans on a Friday like they normally always wear. She's wearing something else. But you're going to take her directly to there. Okay. Now we're looking at minimum of 4 things an hour.
And
You dispute any of those?
And I don't dress my wife.
I didn't say
So
that.
how she dressed for work Friday was,
You had nothing to do with that.
You know?
Absolutely nothing to do
so,
with that.
because if I dressed her, it
Yep.
would be,
Yep,
Yep.
nothing to do with it. You don't, that's her deal.
Yep.
And she knows she's going to work on a Friday, and she's going to put the jeans on like she normally would.
Yep.
4. You're not sure how those injuries happen on your neck. We don't have an explanation for that. We have your explanation to the injuries on your hand as caused by the windshield. It should be the left hand corner. There's blood on the outside of the windshield. We can't explain that. Help us try to understand how this all happened.
I can talk here until I'm blue in the face. I told you guys,
Not until you're ready to tell us what happened. You tell us.
I'm telling you everything that I know about this. See, this.
You're leaving out one detail.
No, I'm not.
Just one.
Nope.
You're gonna go camping now, that's the other one. You're gonna go camping that weekend, but now I was gonna drive them up there, and I was gonna come back, and I was gonna be late for work that night.
I wasn't gonna be late for work.
Yes, you were.
I was gonna call into work.
Oh, you're gonna call in sick, which after they gave you the opportunity to take a day to switch to night shift, after they told you that you could do that, you're gonna take a sicker instead of taking the day that they're gonna give you. Help us understand, Todd.
I can't help you anymore.
You won't help us.
I will help you.
You can help us. You can help us explain all of this. You don't want to, but
I want to.
then tell us. Then tell us.
I can't tell you anymore. I can't tell you anymore.
Significant injury to the back of the head. Significant, and it wasn't just one hit.
I did not do that.
What happened?
I didn't.
What happened?
I was driving the car.
What happened?
Sir, I can't.
You won't.
I will. And I am.
Then do.
I am. I'm telling you what I can tell you. I'm telling you what I can tell you.
Why don't you tell us what happened?
Maybe when you see what they didn't find it at the house and like that, why?
Then you'll tell us?
No, there's nothing I can tell you. I'm telling you everything that I can tell you about this.
I don't think you are.
Well,
I know you're not.
I am.
You're not.
I am.
That's for We need your help to explain this, Todd. This wasn't an accident, like I told you numerous times, it wasn't an accident caused by a pipe going through the window. Something happened, and it was uncharacteristic of yourself. You're not a violent person. You're not. There's something that occurred. You don't argue. You don't lose your cool. There's something occurred that caused this.
There's absolutely nothing that occurred there.
Well, there is something that occurred that caused this, and it wasn't that accident.
But
It wasn't that accident. You understand that. You told me that you know that those injuries could not have, all those different injuries could not have occurred as explained. The doctor told us that. I explained that to you. You sat there and shook your head. Yep. You mean the doctor?
And I don't know.
There's no way.
I don't know how the scenario of everything went. I don't know.
But as far as.
I mean, if there could have been, there's, I don't know what happened there, how it happened. I do not know how.
You're telling me how it happened. You told your
I don't know how
explanation.
those injuries occurred as they did.
And neither do I.
Right. And how do we
I
find
know.
out?
I'm telling you, the story that you're giving us is not how they occurred. All those injuries did not occur with that pipe going through that windshield. I know that for a fact. That I know for a fact.
So
That I'm positive about. That you know they didn't. After that finals, you know that didn't happen that way.
So when do they get their results from what they're doing?
They're working on them as we speak.
Okay.
They're still working on them.
Okay.
They've got all that stuff going on. You know that didn't happen that way. You know that there was injuries, could not have happened with a pipe. There's no question in my mind, in your mind, that here, 3 to the back of the head, here to the crushing of the with marks around the neck, bruising around the neck, and fractured bone. Those didn't happen with that coming through that windshield. The velocity of that thing, if you're saying as it is, would have gone. If it would have hit your wife in the head, it would have gone right through. If that's what you're saying, and we know that that's not possible.
So, do I gotta wait here until
Tell
they
me.
get that done?
You can leave. You could leave any time you want. I told you that before.
I wanna work with you guys, but I don't wanna sit here and
Well,
get it like this.
I just want to figure out what
And
happened.
so do I.
You
And
know,
so
that's a part of the
I don't
problem.
know.
I know that you know.
If I knew, I would say something.
Really?
Yes,
You would?
I would tell you if I knew what happened to my wife.
You know what happened to your wife.
I do not know how the injuries happened.
It didn't happen there, and you said you knew that, or you kind of shook your head going, yeah, I agree with you.
I didn't agree with you.
You're just
I
shaking your
said
head every time.
it's very unlikely. Now,
Doctors are not just saying
you
unlikely.
know, have stranger things happened? They have. The stranger things have happened.
Okay, so
And I'm hoping-
this is a stranger thing that happened.
I'm
I
just-
don't want to say, I don't want to accuse you of grasping at straws, but try to explain then how can all these different injuries happen with a pipe coming through, supposedly coming through a windshield? They can't. Stranger things cannot, there's no explanation for it. There's zero explanation for that there's 3 lacerations in the back of the head with cracked skull. There's injuries all over the front of the face, including the neck, with 2-inch pipes going through the windshield and hitting her. At the speeds that you're saying, you know what that result would have been. Something happened, you know where it happened, you know when it happened. You're not telling us. You say it didn't happen to the house. You're adamant about it didn't happen to the house. It didn't happen to the house. Okay, well, where did it happen if it didn't happen to the house?
Just some other questions that came up.
Go ahead.
You said you owed about $150,000.
Okay, I think they're on that.
Okay. They found some bills out at the house for around $50,000 to $60,000.
That's the home. That's a home mortgage, right?
That sounded like it was contractor bills or something like that. Like maybe some contractors you use for these flips.
Oh no, the only contract I have is LA Electric.
Okay.
Everything else is all paid.
So what are these bills?
I don't know where they got them from.
Are they paid?
The only one that's not paid is contractor supply. Or no, LA Electric, I mean.
And how
And
much
he
is
just
that?
got that. That was an addition they did after the sale. It was $4,000.
Okay. So it's after the sale, you don't owe $50,000 to contractors.
No, that's all
Sorry.
paid.
So-
The only other contractors is something I just got some shingles. We roofed their house.
Okay.
I just got them. It was like $1,100 or something. No, that's all paid.
Okay. The other question I guess I put together at the time was that, and correct me if I'm wrong, you said the two of you are traveling to pick up this truck, and if it was there, you were going to jump in that truck, bring it back to the house, and that your wife was going to help you fix it.
She helped me set it when she was home
Oh,
from
she
work,
said, okay.
which is 15 minutes after It's all prepped and ready. When she gets home, we set it, and it's probably 15 minutes and it's done.
Okay,
And that's how we were going to pay for the camping for the Warren's Cranberry Festival.
okay. So I guess I'm trying to figure out why do it the day before you're leaving when you had a month to do it and hold up your trip?
Because we weren't in a
After
hurry because of
school.
the rain and stuff to get going with the trip. We weren't in a hurry to get going with this trip.
Doesn't that clue have to set though before it's driven in the rain?
I wouldn't have took it back. They'll come get them.
You
We do
left
them at
it
the
at
house and they come and get them.
Okay,
We don't usually take them back.
okay. Is
So
there
you're
a
not-
reason you need to pick it up and not take it back?
So I have 2 trips back.
Okay.
Usually is why we
Does that
do
make
it.
sense to you? I mean,
That's how I've always
it's the
done it.
day you're gonna leave for a weekend.
If you ask anybody,
the family.
I'm a procrastinator that way.
Okay,
I'll try to get 10 things done the last day before we do something. Every time, all the time.
okay.
Like, you
And
can
tie your
ask-
wife up getting ready and you getting all the supplies together and,
Most of my stuff is ready, just the house stuff is what's got to go in at the end.
okay, all right. Just to let you know, we did check the video there from the bank that's right at 16 and M there.
Yeah.
For obviously time frame well before and well after, and there's only 2 trucks that were there. They were both white.
No,
Meet
it's not
contract.
white.
It's not white at all.
No, I know for a fact it wasn't white.
Okay,
I know for a fact it wasn't a white truck.
okay. Is there any way you could explain why it wouldn't have come through?
Osmus Road, maybe?
Okay,
Cross Osmus to go to Medora or up C over that way, Or could have took Moose Road.
it's just a
I mean-
culmination of things that
I understand
certainly
that.
don't look good.
I know, I understand that.
Okay,
I should let, are my kids out here or where are they?
I'm not sure. I didn't ask him that.
Can I call them real quick or no?
He knows what's going on
Jordan does?
because he was out at the house when they did the search warrant. So yeah,
Okay,
I'm sure he told him.
okay, just so they know what's going on, that's
Sure.
my biggest thing.
I get that impression. So.
Okay, and that's probably why he's calling me so much.
So, and we're not, we could sit here and pound through it with you every time, but if you're just gonna let the evidence speak for it, you're not the first guy that maybe doesn't want to come forward, but people are gonna want answers. It's not about me and Investigator Leinfelder are just hammering you with questions in the hope that we get some trophy at the end of the day. That has nothing to do with it.
Right,
What's gonna happen is family's gonna wanna know, friends are gonna wanna know, and if they find out all this stuff, they're gonna say what happened to Todd.
right.
You had mentioned that you're gonna do this windshield to help pay for camping for the weekend?
That's, we do a lot of this little trinket stuff like that for stuff like that.
Okay, for the windshield and that, is
I
that,
just had that conversation.
oh, you did? I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Oh. So you're gonna fix the windshield and then how are you gonna get paid?
He leaves the money there. He'll leave it in the garage.
How much was it gonna cost? What do you,
$240.
240, and that was already negotiated with, who?
Justin?
Well, that was way back when, but,
When did you, and you ordered the windshield,
I've had the windshield there for, I'm sure there's a date on it. That's the one I got it. Usually there's a date on it, I think.
and then you said that was August, a month ago?
No. I have to go back and look and see when it's been there for a long time. I don't remember for sure we moved it from one garage to the other garage. And I don't remember for sure. I don't remember for sure.
When did you move it?
Oh,
Said you cleaned recently?
yeah. Well, my wife cleans. She cleans the garage that's attached to the house all the time. I don't remember when, it's been, I don't know when I moved it. I don't remember. It's been a while.
But you had it there months, so you obviously
At least a
within the
month.
last month.
Yeah.
Okay. And where did you buy it from?
Last on Wheels is where I get my windshield.
Last on Wheels, so they'd have a record of it.
I'm sure it would. I bought food from him.
Who would have, you said you would have, they would have picked it up at your house. Who would have picked it up at your house?
The person that owned the truck.
How would they know to do that?
I would have contacted Justin and had Justin square up with him, and
But
I've never done.
But Justin, see, I'm confused.
Okay, let me explain Justin
I'm
to you.
confused. Justin had a conversation with you in May, said, hey, I got a buddy that needs a windshield repaired, and you said, I've got one. They wait a while, according to Justin, his buddy says, hey, Justin contacts you, you say, that one's gone. Justin said, okay, never had another conversation with you about it.
Right.
Ever.
And then,
So that's May, June-ish. In August, you order a windshield for Justin's buddy, you don't know who it is.
and it may have been well before August. I'm just throwing that date out. I've had it for a while.
Okay.
I
There
don't.
No negotiations with Justin other than when it started out and he called you and said you sold the one that you had. Justin said, okay. No negotiations about, could you get me another one? The price is this, anything else. You reordered one sometime later. Don't contact Justin at all regarding about it. Nothing. You don't know who owns the car. You don't know any of that. Correct?
No, I don't.
You don't know where he lives.
Which is a lot of jobs I do.
You don't know where he lives. You don't know what his name is.
Got an idea, but that's it. Yeah. And that's a lot of jobs.
And then
I do.
Justin, you're gonna fix it off a truck that you may see someplace along the road. You're gonna take that truck from wherever, take it to your house, fix the windshield, call Justin, and then that guy's gonna come pick the truck up at your house and leave you money. Where?
I got a deck box. They leave it in.
All in time for you to make this trip for the weekend.
No, we would have had the
You
money
said
when
you
we got
need the
back.
money to spend.
We would have had the money when we got back. What's the goal? We only go for the weekend and then come back.
Do you owe any money to an excavation company?
Bill Hyder,
Yeah. Still do?
Mhm.
How much?
$4,000.
Okay. From when?
January or something. But we work together with that.
He's fine sending a bill in June and still being out
Yep.
in September?
Yep.
He's fine with that?
Yep. I just talked to him. We're out for fish here a month ago or so, and I just talked to him and told him I'd be getting squared up with him, and he does a lot of excavating and stuff for us.
We get you some of your construction stuff from Menards.
Yep.
Do you have a Menards card, or how does that work? A charge account?
I have a
Or?
marriage card.
Okay, how much is on that?
Probably $4,500, $4,000.
Okay. Are there any other bills that you have outstanding right now that are in the thousands? For the Sears account?
I have the Sears and the Visa account.
What's the Sears at?
$3,000, I think.
Okay. What's your account for Allied? Is it Allied Electric?
Yeah. I just got that. I've been fighting with him to get that. I just got that.
You remember what that is?
What? How much it is?
Mm-hmm.
6,000. But I got I think 12,000 in my account for the I got 12,000 in my account for I had 22,000 in there, and I went and got some of this stuff started for Barb. I took some of that out
So you had 22,000 in an account.
in my checking account for my
Okay.
house.
All right. And then, were you told when you say the arrangements and stuff like that?
Yeah,
So you wrote checks for those, or?
I got a money order for some of it,
Okay.
and then I got cash for some of it.
How much of each?
5,000.
5,000 money order, 5,000 cash?
Yeah, because they said they couldn't order her stone until we paid half down.
Okay.
And so we want to get the kids down there. And
The investigation is ongoing, and as you know, there's a lot of things that they're going to come back with that now is the time to get out in front of them. If you had the opportunity to do that, you're saying that you can't. I think that you won't right now, but there's going to be things that are coming out through the course of this investigation.
and how,
There's a lot of the things that are in the course of this investigation right now that, as I went through like 5 different things with you of what you said happened to can't happen. And I remember I explained all those.
okay, and
You're gonna.
And for you to use that and say that I said they can't happen.
I'll give you that. Not that you didn't agree that they can't happen. I'm saying that they can't happen. I'm not saying that you agreed with me and said that they can't. Yeah, I agree with you. They can't happen. I'm not saying that at all.
Right.
So that you don't have to explain that. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you, that there's so many things from Justin.
Yeah.
The Justin story, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, and that's
I don't
the
care
only
which, it's not the only thing.
Well, but
That's not the only thing.
Okay.
That is not the only thing.
Okay.
The fact that I mean, again, I don't have to go through with you anymore.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
I don't know if Mark explained to you or not, but we have a search warrant to get your DNA.
Okay.
All it is us taking a swab of the
You
inside.
don't need search warrants for this
Well,
stuff.
that's how in these type of situations, that's what we do. We could ask for consent. We had it. If you want to give it as consent, that's fine.
I mean,
But it's just a swab of the inside of your mouth, and that gets sent in, so we have your DNA on file.
pretty
Do
bad,
you have
but-
any gum?
Yeah.
You want you to spit your gum out there?
So do they completely destroy my house, or do they put it back together somewhere?
I don't think they're going to completely destroy it.
Okay. I mean,
No, they're not tearing walls off, if that's what you mean.
I mean, like, or, you know, I mean, I still want to go home and they got everything just strudel all over.
And like I said, we're here, so I don't
Right.
assume that it's...
Okay. And that's, I'm fine they're there. They wouldn't need a search warrant to come in. I'm 100%,
Well, sometimes we don't get that kind of cooperation, so.
I
So that's when
suppose.
we go ahead and we get all of our search warrants and papers in order. If we need them, we need them.
Okay.
If we don't have them, that's just,
Yeah.
that's
Do you need to look at my other vehicle I got out here, or no?
Where's it out?
What's
In the
that?
parking lot?
Yeah. Well, no, it's out in the,
Whose is it?
yeah, it's across the street.
It's yours or your son's?
Mine, it's our Tahoe.
Okay. Okay, you show me, you got nothing in there? Okay, I'm gonna just swab the inside of your cheek, okay? No pain, just. Okay. Let me just grab the door so I'm not touching anything else.
Is there anything you want to tell us that you haven't told us?
No, there's not.
Is there anything you're going to tell us that you haven't told us?
No, there's not. Let's go through and,
That's what's happening.
Yeah, I know
And
it.
I can tell you right now, what those doctors in Madison were saying is that that's not it. That's not it at all.
Well, I'm gonna stand to my word until, I mean, I'm gonna...
Until when?
Until
you can't stand anymore, till you're back in the corner?
No.
Now's the time to get it out.
And I'll be in the corner then.
It's tough.
I'll stand in the corner then. I mean, I'll get out of the corner.
Truth releases you.
I know it does. I know it does. I know it does. And I have nothing I'm lying about. Nothing.
Maybe lie of omission is about it.
Is it what?
Lie of omission, possibly.
What's that mean?
By not telling us what you know.
If I knew more, I would tell it to you.
I wish that was true.
And you don't know me very well, so you can say that.
I wish it was true.
I really, you know, I mean, and I know under the circumstances what it is, but...
Well, the circumstances are one thing, and then your explanation is a completely other thing, which is completely far-fetched, unbelievable, as you can possibly imagine. No one of her right mind is going to buy that story that you just told.
I can't help it. I can't.
After the fact, you have an explanation for things that you told before. That no, I meant this was this.
I didn't change nothing.
You added other things to it. Well, I didn't say I was going camping all weekend. You go out all the time. I just switched that. You didn't know that. You knew that we checked with your work that you're supposed to work at 6:30 at night. You didn't know that we talked to Justin, and Justin said, I haven't talked to him about a windshield since May.
And if that was stuff that I was going to be worried about, don't you think I would have called them and said, hey, what's going on, or here's what's what?
No, you know better than that.
No, I don't. I don't plan. I don't do this stuff.
Obviously you didn't plan, because this is
laying
in our lap right now.
I don't.
Something happened that you're not telling us.
Okay.
You know
I appreciate your time.
You know the injuries are what they are. They didn't occur as you said them. You're the only one that was there. You're the only one that knows.
I am Barb.
And you know everything. Yeah, and Barb, we can't ask Barb now, can we?
No, we can't.
We can't ask Barb. We can ask you. And you're the only one that's going to be able to tell us. In her memory, you're the only one that's going to be able to tell us.
Yeah.
Someday you're going to. I think you're going to. It's going to fester and rot. You're not going to be. You're going to tell us what happened. Accidents happen, and it wasn't the accident on the road. There was an accident that happened prior to that between you and Barb, and things got out of hand, and things shouldn't have happened that happened, but they happened, and that's what it is.
I would never, I don't care what the explanation was, hurt my wife or anybody for that reason, especially in that manner.
Something happened, something triggered it. You said you don't snap, but something happened.
So you're gonna let me know where the next step goes, or what?
If you want to know, all you gotta do is call.
So I can call anytime and see what's...
Yeah, you bet.
Do you have a card?
I'll get you one before I leave here.
Okay.
I just want to make sure you got the opportunity to let us know if there's anything that you haven't told us.
There's nothing.
Here's your copy here, Todd. Get the card. DNA sample.
Oh, I don't need this. Okay. I mean, should I keep this, or?
You can keep it if you want to.
So now I just wait for them to get the search warrant back and the...
Yeah, I think.
I mean, not the search warrant, but the... Yeah, what they...
They have to finish up out there, and they'd rather just get it done. They haven't even heard of it yet.
Right, okay. So I'll call the kids and find out where they've been calling, so I'll find out where they are, and we'll just wait until... So how will we know when they're done? What do I do there?
How about I call you? Can I call you on the phone?
Yeah, on this one.
Why don't you give me the number? I know I jotted it down somewhere, but...
790
Okay.
5347.
47. You allowed it for a while?
Yeah, I'll have this for a little while.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Just make sure he's down here and we'll be on our way. You wanna head out then?
If he's done, yeah.
Fritz?